Hello guys. Welcome to Sound of Manchester. We are live, and we are live for a very first SOM watch along. And I'm joined with Shivam Pathak from Pune, Shubham Jindal from the eastern part of India, from Bengal, and Mihir the Punekar, who now lives in Manchester. So pretty close to the action, probably the closest to the action. It's a good time to start our watch along because it's 1:30 a.m. at night. Mihir, you're a lucky man because it's just 8:30 at your place. So that's great. And Shubham is back after a long time to SOM. The last time you guys
Yeah.
might have seen him, it must be probably a few ages back. And
I
Shivam
think it
Pathak
was the
is,
United
It's my
quiz
debut.
along with the best
yes,
transfer, I think best player of the season or something. Fred versus
yes,
Fan Bissaka.
yes, it was for the player of the season. And Shivam joining us for the very first time. He's been involved with the sports tour and for a time with us now. But this is his first ever video appearance, so good to have him here. And we're obviously going to talk about the United versus Burnley game. And it's an important game for us guys because it gives us a chance to go top of the table. We'll get all the pre-match reactions in right now. As you can see on the ticker below, we are going to talk about the pre-match now. Ole said in his interview just before the game regarding the team selections, he thinks Eric Bailly is good enough to go for the rest of the game, and others I think the team is pretty going pretty well. So I'm putting up the lineup, guys. What are your views on this? Mihir, what do you think?
I'm actually surprised to see Eric Bai in the lineup, especially when we know that his history of being injured every fortnight, you would say. But good to have him back. Definitely our best centre back pair for the moment, Bai and Maguire. Let's hope he can pull through and also start against Liverpool. Uh, good midfield choice. I think Pogba, Matic, and Fernandez giving a much needed break to Fred and McTominay, and also when you look at how Burnley line up, they'll be looking to sit back, so we can always have Paul Pogba doing what Paul Pogba does. So yeah, and good to see Cavani back in the action. So yeah.
Yeah. Shubham, you like the look of Matic?
Yeah, so Matic seems fair to me because, even though he somehow gets a lot of hate from some people because of his age or whatever, but I personally really like him. He plays like a left center back at times, and considering our at times fragile center back pairing, Maguire and Lindelof, he actually adds that support and also allows Pogba to free play freely, which we'll see in this game. Pogba and Fernandez actually making it the front five that we need. And yeah, like Mihir said, Bai is definitely a surprise, a pleasant surprise. But then I wasn't actually expecting him to start. I was definitely expecting Lindelof to start. And of course, very, very happy to see Cavani in there. He deserves a start and he has finally got it here.
Yeah, and you're talking about Lindelof, right? Ole just said in this pre-match interview that Lindelof just faced a little bit of an issue, so they've decided to
Yes,
leave him back at home rather than the rest
Manchester.
of the game here.
Yeah, and that is
Uh,
why we probably see Twanzebe in there. That could be the
yes,
reason why.
and Shivam, Bruno Fernandes, your FPL captain is always going to
Yes,
be
my
there. There's
favorite.
no,
Yeah, he's the main player. Like everything goes through him. All the attacks that are, all the chances that Manchester United create basically goes through him. There's one problem with me in this midfield. Like when Matic plays, there's no cover for counter attack. Even when many teams counter attack us. Like Crystal Palace was one of them. Even Spurs when they came to Manchester United, I guess Matic started that game,
yeah,
so it leaves Matic leaves us open. He doesn't have the pace to catch up the players. Like when McTominay starts or even Fred starts, we have
yeah.
more pace compared to Matic. So that is the only problem. But anyways, it's Burnley, so Manchester United is looking to attack and go top of the table for the first time in 7.5 years, I guess.
Yeah, we have been top of the table before in the span which you're talking about, but not for a consistent time or even in a time
Yeah,
which
but
really mattered. Probably in the first couple of game weeks and not beyond that. So that's a
yeah,
good thing
this is
for
like 18th game week, right? This is 18th.
yeah,
So this could be a serious title race for Manchester United.
yeah. I think that's the hope, right? And your man Bruno Fernandes seems to have got a new haircut from him. what I can see
Mhm.
on my television screen right now. So, I was just looking at the substitute bench. I'm just going to pick it up again. I look at Daniel James and I feel, second half, this guy might be really crucial for us because I think either one of Rashford or Martial will be, given an hour max because I feel if United are in a better position, they will leave it to one of them to sit on the bench because Liverpool's a big game that's coming up on Sunday, is it? Yeah, on Sunday.
Yeah.
And I think Dan James can be really crucial to exploit that slow Burnley backline. So that's something that would be good to see if he gets 1v1 chances. How does he take that on? Coming to another bench player, I feel it's incredibly
Even
uh,
Mata is a good choice.
yes,
Like
even
if we can't break the defense, then he can come in.
yeah, and I know the ticker is causing some kind of an issue here to complete my point, but I think yeah, Donny Van de Beek. I was just going crazy. Why can't I see Van de Beek here?
Yeah, I
But
even
yeah,
messaged in the private chat that what is the scene with him? Is he even in the team or
No,
not?
no, he's
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
He's there.
He's there. He's there. The ticker just messed up with us for a while. I think Donny Van de Beek is going to be again important in second half somewhere. I feel because they will need Pogba definitely at Liverpool. So let's see how Pogba or
He
Fernandes
will
play.
be important only if Ole feels he's important, which he hasn't felt of him so far. He keeps just talking
Yeah,
about him getting a chance, but then unfortunately that's not happening.
yeah. So
But
that's one problem, right? In that sense, Shivam, you wanted to counter something on that, I guess.
no, no, I felt ki for Donny Van de Beek to come in, we need to be like leading by 1 or 2 goals because that means whenever Ole subs Donny Van de Beek, he usually subs him for Bruno Fernandes. So that
Yeah.
is one thing we need to look out for.
So yeah,
I
that would be
think he
interesting.
doesn't see him as a Paul Pogba replacement. He sees him as a Donny Van de Beek Bruno
Bruno
Fernandes
Fernandes.
replacement.
Yeah.
No, so
Yeah.
that point is fair, but so I noticed him doing that with Fred a lot. When he came in, Ole came in, he was not giving
Yeah,
Fred too many chances. He was keeping on the bench, and now you see he's a regular. But with Donny Van de Beek, you almost see him like it'll be too late before he even does that. There are already rumors of him moving out after this season only because FA Cup, there's a very good chance of you playing a second 11. You're playing Cavani there. You're playing
Yeah.
Matic. You're playing Pogba. I mean, you could have easily played him in today's game. You have a very
Yeah.
strong bench to back up for. You have 9 players on the bench. You could have easily played him today. Give him a chance, and he's good. He's not a second wing
Exactly.
player. He's actually good. He's as good as Pogba and Bruno on his day.
Yeah, I think that's
I think
that's
he
the
still hasn't exactly fit into the physicality of the Premier League. I think that can be one reason why he isn't getting a
even
lot of game time. And
even one thing I've observed. Okay, sorry.
yeah, but yeah,
No, no, even one thing I've observed of Donny Van de Beek, he doesn't play long balls. He's usually playing short balls. With Pogba, we get long balls. Like we are somewhat a counter-attacking team, so that long ball gives us the option to counter-attack. Whereas that short ball won't help us in that situation. If that
yeah.
comes up,
Yeah, that just makes a lot of sense in that sense because I feel, but when you play teams like Burnley who are very compact in a sense, I think that player who can play the intricate passes well will be also important, especially in the second half. If I feel if we are not in the lead in the second half, he's going to be even more crucial.
yeah,
And just a message from Kushagra for us: let's go United! Yes, yes, Kushagra, we are waiting for this game for a long time. Unfortunately, because of some issues, you couldn't be here. So, we hope you'll be joining us next time. And keep that pump of those three fists, those three biceps up for the rest of the game as well.
He's
So
been
that's
working out well of late, seems.
yeah, it seems pretty well that I hope he is. I hope he is for his sake. Also, guys, a lot of talk about McTominay and how he probably doesn't fit a few bills for people. The way he plays sometimes is not very attractive. I feel that um, sometimes he takes his role a bit too seriously. It is maybe him or maybe Ole, not sure, but he takes his role too seriously sitting in front of the back four. Uh, Obviously, doesn't have the ball carrying abilities of Matic, which is a big problem and which is what he needs to develop. So, I'm hoping that We don't come to a point in this game where we have to play McTominay. But if we are leading by a couple of goals, I feel McTominay is a more likely substitution because I think Ole trust him, to defend in front of the back
I
four.
guess even when we are leading 1-0, it would be Scott McTominay for Pogba or Bruno Fernandes to defend, like last 10
Yeah,
minutes.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll
I
go
think
a step further and I'll just say that hopefully he makes substitutions because in the City game,
yeah,
I mean, James, Mata, we had firepower on the bench and we could have easily won that probably. And then he decided not to do
yeah,
anything about it. With
yeah.
that,
And
too, with five options available.
Hardik
He
asked us a
makes
very
the
important
substitution.
question, right? Asking us for the prediction. So before we
It's
start the game, let's
almost
that.
like he needs to pay the board for every substitution. He's saving his money for that.
Oh my God. So
He makes the substitutions really late, like
yeah.
75th, 80. He
Yeah,
starts at that time.
So, guys, I can see the players walking out right now. Before the game
Yeah,
actually starts, let's decide on what our predictions would be. For me, I feel it is 3-1. I don't know, for some reason, the sight of Ashley Barnes and Chris Wood just doesn't give me that kind of positivity when we see our defenders. But then Eric Bailly is a monster. So, let's hope that he and De Gea and Maguire can save that. What about you guys? Mihir?
I think it's 2-1. Same thing for you. Same what you said about Wood and Barnes, and I guess I also have Wood in my team, so I hope for
Oh my God.
for that
Eric
sake.
is taking
But
priorities
yeah, I'm
here.
going for 2-1 United.
Yeah. Shubham, what do you think?
So, just to add that point here, so I had this philosophy in fantasy football that whoever plays against United, he sits on the third part of my bench. So, no, loyalty is very strong there, and Bai will eat that wood up, and it'll be a 3-0. No need to worry about that.
Oh, that's nice. Shivam, your prediction for the game? What do you think? We seem to have temporarily lost Shivam for a while. Uh, so I'll just remind you guys what the league table stands right
hello.
now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We can hear the comms right now, and just remind what the Premier League table is as it stands. As it stands, Liverpool are on the top. United have the game in hand, which they're going to play now. Leicester are third with 32. So no matter what happens today, we are still going to be second in the league. Tottenham are fourth, Man City are fifth, and Southampton are sixth. As for Burnley, they stand 16th, and a win gives them a chance to go level on points with Newcastle, but they will still be below because of goal difference, unless they have an absolutely massive win today. So that would be the only thing. Let's go back to our guys. So any jitters, any nervous feeling before kickoff today?
Just that
Feeling excited.
I hope like this is the I think probably I don't recall. Of course, Jose got us to second, but this is probably the only opportunity I see where we actually are on the top, and there's a possibility of ending at the top come the end of the season after 2013. And dude, we cannot fuck this up. Liverpool is up next, and this is the best way to go about it because if we win this, they'll be under serious pressure to take us on after that. And Ole needs to get this done anyhow. And this is Burnley. This is not some West Ham or not some the new Aston Villa that we see nowadays. This is Burnley.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
yeah. So mate,
They're
for
actually
you,
very
game?
good defensively, Burnley. So
Yeah. So Pogba, we have Pogba for that. Ping in the long balls for
uh,
Cavani.
Let's
we
just
have
hope
penalties for that.
we have penalties for that too. We have a smiling Ole.
Fernandez.
Yeah, I was smiling Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Shonda is talking about something. I hope they're not talking about how this title race is going to be even more crucial after what I do to you or after what you do to me. So let's just hope for that. It goes well. We are just about to kick off now. At Turf Moor, as you can see on the ticker, we will be displaying the score as well as we can. There is a minute silence, which even we will be observing right now for a few of the Burnley players, as well as some of the deceased fans as well. So we'll be offering a minute silence from our side as well. So yeah, it it's really nice to see that even after I think at the end of the day that football takes a huge step in our community, and how football is actually able to respect everything that goes around the world in spite of what we are going through right now with the pandemic. There are very lucky people to actually be able to watch the sport right now, because there are people who are battling for basic survival needs. So in that sense, we are very lucky. And let's hope, guys, because now it's almost kickoff. So glory, glory, Man United for all of you,
Hopefully,
uh,
hopefully.
and hopefully
Definitely, definitely.
we are
To
at the
that
top of
hope.
the table with the game.
We need to start well.
Yeah,
The
I
first
guess.
15 minutes.
We have matches this time, not McTominay. Otherwise, that could have
Yeah.
possibly happened.
So you mean to say, oh, that was just something that was totally unexpected happened. Unfortunately, Ashley Westwood forgot that we had taken a knee. So when the referee blew the whistle, he kicked the ball off, and everybody else was taking the knee. That I don't know, man. Because as a footballer, if you're trained for like for most of your life to just kick off when you hear the whistle, it's going to be difficult for you to stop. After you hear the whistle. So pretty difficult there, I can understand. And an ex-Man United player, Brady had a very early chance there. I wouldn't call it a chance as such, but possibly this is what Burnley are going to throw up, right? Long
Long
balls in
balls.
the air, and then Vokes and Barnes, either one of them has to win it, and then on flick-ons they always have the likes of Westwood and Brady available. This is tough, man, because oh my God, I get a little nervous when I say they take free kicks because
That is the only way Burnley play. Every
yeah.
match, long ball. Even
Yeah,
against
probably
opponents like
because
Sheffield United,
yeah, they are
they'll
two
play
really
the same
strong
thing.
poachers, Barnes and Wood, all which a lot of teams don't have, two strong, fast running, attackers. Even we don't have them, dude. We have Cavani, who's probably the only one who does that. So yeah, Burnley have that in the team, and they play to their strengths basically.
I think it's important we also play to our strengths, right? Because I feel Burnley are not very good with
Absolutely.
intricate stuff. They're not good when people play fast football around the pitch. They tend to make a lot of fouls. So all we can do is just hope. I hope Mihir that in Manchester where you're sitting right now, I know it's very difficult to get football access, right? Because it's ironic because Premier League happens in the UK. So you would
Yeah.
feel that getting Premier League access in UK is easy, but then there are four different broadcasters or five. I don't know how many broadcasters are there. There are three that are with the
Yeah,
Premier.
so there's
Yeah,
this
three with
friend
the
of mine,
Premier League. Yeah.
Arsenal friend of mine who just went to London a few days back, and he's literally using pirated software and all of that. I'm like, dude, you're still Indian. That means you're literally doing what every Indian does.
Man, and I just can't believe that within one country, Mihir, I guess it's better that you live in India for that case to watch the Premier League unless you're going because
Yeah, just watch the match, Hotstar mein dekho, and go back to the UK and live the life.
that would be an
Yeah.
exciting thing actually. But yeah, and I don't know whether in the duration of this live session or whether even in the future if there will be any European people that be watching this video. Just one small message for them. It's difficult, guys, to stay up at 1:30 and then kick off the game at 1:30 and then end it at 3:30 if United lose. So, it's difficult for us fans too, in a way. You guys are facing different television channels. We have one television channel or two, you might say, but it still is a difficult one.
We have to
So,
support local.
Mhm.
Even during the World Cup, it's very difficult. Like if it's in some South American country, then to it's like 4:30 a.m. or 5. Some I guess in 2014 it was 3:30 kickoff.
yes, man, I
Yeah.
remember.
Brazil World Cup.
I remember watching couple of Japan games at 3:30 in the morning, and I was like, "Why am I doing this?" Because I know the World Cup's like once in 4 years, and it's really exciting to watch the World Cup. But then 3:30 was like good enough for only
Too
couple of days.
much.
Yeah, so
So
the Brazil World Cup, I think they were playing 4 matches a day, and I watched all the 4 matches, 12 hours, and I was regretting it. I remember
um,
Yaya today was
The
playing,
World
so
Cup
I
is
think
worth it, bro.
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
World Cup is
12
worth
hours
it.
straight I watched it. That is probably the only time I watched TV 12 hours straight.
Yeah. Guys, what do you make of Van Bissaka's distribution? I somehow feel that his distribution has improved slightly after joining United. It may be contradictory to the fact that many people don't think that's the case. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. But it definitely feels like one thing has improved, that he's able to carry the ball better. What do you guys make of it? Is he better? Do we need a better ball playing right back in that case?
I think we need
I
I think we need a backup right back, someone like someone that complements him well. Like we've now built at left back with Shaw and Telles.
Yeah.
So
same, yeah.
one Bissaka can I can definitely he can play I guess the bigger games, and then when you have teams that are sitting back, maybe we can get in another more attacking right back. Maybe recall Dallo from AC Milan. He's been doing pretty well in the Serie A,
Yeah,
and
he's
Exactly.
playing
also
left
now
back
he's a good
today.
attacking. Yeah. Sorry.
He's
So,
playing left back today as we speak.
yeah, so with
Yeah,
Van
but
Bissaka, what
traditionally
I
he's a right
felt
back.
is
Yeah.
last season he was extremely consistent. This season his general play has dropped. That is what I've seen. A lot of times I remember
Yeah.
this game. I
Yeah,
think it
his
was
defensive players
Brighton,
dropped.
where I think Solly March or someone was constantly running from the left, and he was doing nothing about it.
Brighton
He was
game.
just letting him go. He was
Yes.
tired, and that game really, showed that he's actually not up to the mark. But yes, the crossing and all of that is definitely improved. He's matured that way.
Uh,
And yeah, we have
His
Brandon
dribbling has
Williams too.
improved.
Yeah, I don't know what you all think of Brandon Williams. I don't know. I like him. He plays left and right both sides. We could possibly give him a chance. He's an academy product.
yeah, but I think the term academy product shouldn't sway us. That's one thing which I feel.
No, definitely,
Sometimes
but
we,
somehow felt he's good only. Whenever
yeah,
he plays.
I think he's a fighter. That's for sure. He's a proper fighter. He gives
We have
you.
Ethan Laird. I
Yeah,
think
Ethan Laird is
he'll
going
be a
on
better
board as
option over Brandon Williams.
yeah, I think as an attacking right back, it would make a lot more sense. Shivam, Diego
Hmm.
Dallo or Max Aarons, what would you choose if you were given an option?
I would choose Max Aarons because I feel like he won't come back, Diego Dallo, because
Okay.
he's playing exceptional football at AC Milan. So right now AC Milan is also on the rise. So
You
it's
spoke
gonna
for
be
every
difficult to.
United player who goes to AC there. They play well automatically. वहाँ Italy घुसते ही they start
Yeah.
playing proper.
Is it?
Yeah, but I mean, he's playing really well. Like the team is also on top of the table. Like for so
England
many
doing
years,
crazy shit right now.
they were struggling, and this season with all the new players and the managers, uh, in the with the manager, they are doing well.
Anurag tested this one. अपने लोगों को भी Hotstar expensive है. I agree, Anurag. But if you buy the VIP one, I think it's slightly cheaper in that sense. But these guys are really struggling. Another comment from Anurag that came in was Williams as right back is a great
Yeah.
option. He can play on the
Exactly,
left side
exactly
is
what I
very
said.
comfortable, which makes a lot of sense. And while we were talking, guys, it was Burnley actually, made a mess of one of the chances, and Eric Bailly came to the rescue yet again for United. It
Yeah,
was, I think it was a good
Harry
take from
Maguire.
and Maguire. Oh my God, definitely that ball distribution thing of his is really one of the reasons why he was sought after by us. So, guys,
I
today I
mean,
was
Bailey,
yeah,
his Maguire defensive players also improved a bit because he complements him. With Lindelof, he looks really fragile.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they seem unsure of each other when they're playing. Vidic and Rio, when you think, they don't even need to do eye signal. They just know who's going to do what. But Lindelof and Maguire, they seem so unsure कि कौन जाएगा ball लेने, clueless. That is not the case with Bailly and Harry Maguire, fortunately.
Yeah,
yeah,
one of the things is that Lindelof and Maguire both are actually quite slow, whereas
S-
with Eric
Similar
by
players.
he adds that added pace. So it becomes a bit easier to communicate, and you know whose role is what.
True, true.
so you're talking about Matic taking that left centre back positions. I feel early on in the game today as well, he's been taking those positions quite regularly. Uh,
Exactly.
Maybe one of the reasons is that he wants to allow Luke Shaw to go forward, because I think Wan Bissaka is not yet that fast forward left back, right back. So I feel they're looking at that in a way, but I feel it can be counterproductive because first I think Matic sitting too deep can also be an issue. because I feel he's very good on the ball, and that gets taken away. Secondly, when players make runs behind him, it's very difficult for Matic to catch them up. I mean, I remember the goal that we considered at Başakşehir, the one where Dembaba and Matic were on a running race, and it felt like who is the slowest guy, who is going to lead last. It was watching, I think, two Pomeranian dogs run behind each other. It was that slow. It was absolutely slow, and it was in a way counterproductive. But I think when you know you're going to have most of the ball, when you know that Wood and Barnes are not the kind of people who are going to make long runs, I feel it makes a good case for itself. So that pretty
Yeah,
much.
and also I feel it allows Pogba to dictate play from the center of the pitch. He gets the entire part of it for himself, and then there are four players in front of him. He can actually do a good job there. With Matic, be like, okay, dude, you have my back.
Yeah, there'll be a
I
lot of talk
haven't
about.
seen Pogba in the game today
No, not yet,
up
not
till
yet.
now.
I feel we're defending a lot today instead. I think Burnley have gone they've gone hell for leather in a sense. You could also call it punch and counter punch, but Burnley are actually keeping pretty good hold of the ball today. We were talking about Maguire and Bai, and Anurag has been so enthusiastic with his comments today. Maguire missing headers and Bai saving us is like the most heart and mouth stuff ever. Uh, Yeah, that's the last time I had that kind of a feeling about Man United players was, when De Gea used to take free kicks back. Sorry, De Gea used to take goal kicks back in 2015 or 14. I don't remember, but his goal kicks were really horrible under LVG, and it used to give me heart attacks every time. Also, when he joined United, we all remember, right? It wasn't a merry time for him. He wasn't
Mm.
Yeah,
really.
at the start.
I think his physicality was one of the issues. Another issue was maybe he was just being a little premature in that sense. But I think after that he's become definitely one of the best goalkeepers. We made team of the decade on TSD, which will be out soon, and there's so many good goalkeepers in this decade, right? Neuer, obviously, fantastic goalkeeper, good with the ball, good without the ball. Sometimes you feel he can play as a defensive midfielder too. He's a proper sweeper keeper. Um, I know Allison has been only there for a while, but I think he's been a good goalkeeper as well. Lots of good. I think De Gea obviously stands out amongst. I think along with Neuer, I felt the amount of games simply that De Gea has kept Man United in is
Even
noteworthy.
Oblak,
Even
Jan
Oblak.
Oblak has played well.
Yeah, Oblak has been like a massive presence for Atletico Madrid. His record is in fact fantastic. He has I think around 65% of his games are clean sheets, which is incredible. And we all know, right, how Atletico Madrid play the Simeone way. It's very brutal in a sense. It's maybe people call
But
it
it's
defensive.
not boring like
Yeah,
Yeah,
other
it's not
defensive
boring.
managers.
yeah,
And
taking
he's
a job
probably
there.
the most underrated of the lot. Jan Oblak, we don't hear about him so often, but then he's a very, very quality goalkeeper. If you
Like
talk to the people
we
that
can
know the
switch on
sport.
the Spurs game and see the how boring the game is when we watch the Spurs game.
Oh my God, I don't know, man. I'm a Jose fan, so I don't really want to comment
Same,
on this
same.
one.
Plus one. I'm a
Yeah,
Jose
same,
fan, so
same.
so
Yeah.
I cannot hear all this.
All Man United fans
And
have turned into Jose fans.
and interestingly, Mihir is the one who makes the best mimicry of Jose. Mihir, if you could pull something out of your hat right
Yeah.
now, is it
Anyway, the
possible?
game is like super slow, so yeah. I mean, we can just fill that up with that.
If we concede first, I'll definitely pull it out.
Oh
Okay, we
man,
hope
I
to not
I, I
hear
remember
to
talking
today.
talking about Jose. Very funny thing happened in his press conference today.
Yeah,
About Ozil.
Because he was asked about Ozil. That Ozil said that he will never join Arsenal. He replied, who said Tottenham is going to sign him? It was one of the most nonchalant, brutal responses that I've ever heard from Jose. I mean, he's
Yeah,
given
yeah.
few
This
ones.
was trending.
It was
Mm-hmm.
classic.
but
It was
Mourinho has made all those comments previously when he was Chelsea manager. He has said he never wanted to join Tottenham, but eventually he did.
No, I
Yeah,
wouldn't be surprised if he joins Arsenal. Well, look, he had a hatred for Wenger, not for the club, right? So I wouldn't be
yeah.
surprised 3 4 years he's managing Arsenal, and they would do better than the what I don't want to abuse it, but whoever that stupid guy they have in the you know
Oh my God,
who
Pep
the
was
fake
better.
fake. I mean,
Pep
man.
he apparently made Pep look good, but he couldn't help himself, right? He's not being able
But
to help
that
Yeah,
guy
himself.
has defeated Ole 3 times, I guess. No
yeah.
one,
That
Mm.
twice. He
Two
has
That's
times.
defeated us twice, 2 times.
but it's Ole,
yeah.
bro. Let's be honest. He's an amateur compared to everyone else.
Yeah, but I don't know. Okay, let's get on to this a little bit. I feel it's slightly unfair people calling Ole a little amateur. I know we are not going into the PE teacher zone, but he has had decent experience. I know it's been at
True.
Malden most of it. He's
Cardiff.
been with he's been with Cardiff. He's been with our youth. He's been a youth coach as well for us. His spell at Cardiff wasn't particularly bright, but let's be honest, that Cardiff team wasn't bright either. So
But
it wasn't that
experience
they gave
wise,
him a real chance. I think he's
I
still more
mean,
experienced than Lampard's and even Arteta for that matter. He's more
Of
experienced than
course,
most of
yeah,
them guys.
no doubt.
Uh,
Uh, but but
it's
you also take so let's discount Molda for a while. Norway football, let's discount it. Lampard versus this guy, or maybe Arteta also. You have to compare the other clubs they have been part of. So it is Cardiff versus Derby County versus City. So if you
yeah,
see,
yeah,
both of them succeeded in their roles, City and Derby County. But this guy
yeah,
was a massive failure. Okay, I get your point. Cardiff was not a great club, but then that is why you get a manager in, right? To turn an
yeah,
average club into a better club, like how Leicester did with Claudio Ranieri. And that is where he failed, and Lampard and
yeah,
Arteta did really well with that.
Yeah, but Lampard as well. He didn't do too well at Derby. He didn't get them
yeah.
yeah.
promoted. So
He
I
was
think
well
the
protected by the
expectation,
media as well.
yeah. He is the darling of the English media. There's no way
yeah,
that anything
he's
about
well
Lampard
protected
is
even
going to
now.
be. He's going to
The
be very,
Spygate,
very.
the
The
Spygate
Spygate,
incident with
yeah, the
it
Spygate,
involved Lampard
yeah,
as well.
it did
I think we
involve,
are
but
going
I
to see
feel,
Gerrard soon as well. There are rumors of him also coming in somehow. You know,
Yeah, he's
coming to.
actually doing quite well at Rangers.
Yeah,
yeah,
top of
Yeah,
They
the
haven't
table.
lost a
absolutely.
single game this season, and
oh,
that
that was close for Fernandez. It was really
That was
close.
close. Yeah,
Because I feel that cross from Shaw was really brilliantly left off by Martial, uh, and I think Fernandes took it pretty well, but stayed in the hands of Pope. Guys, I also feel it's one thing that I can look at it in a different angle. I feel that when I look at Arteta's Arsenal, when I look at Chelsea under Lampard, and I look at Ole under United, and I think I know Arteta only came in last season. I feel Lampard came in at the start of last season, and Ole came in, 6 months before that. And it's pretty comparable time frames in a way. When I look at Ole and United, I feel Ole and United are in a much better position in spite of not getting the desired targets in the market as well. There's no hiding from the fact that we wanted Sancho, we did not get him. We wanted Skriniar, we did not get him. We wanted other players as well. But I still feel that Ole has got United in a much better position in spite of not getting what he wants. Uh, and I think when I look at Arteta and Arsenal, they look a complete mess, but it looks like they're going to turn it around. Definitely not going to get relegated. So that's that's one good thing.
they are
Uh,
top of the table,
yeah,
11th though.
yeah, they're top of the bottom half of the
bottom
table.
table. Yeah,
And Lampard Chelsea looks like they have a mood swing every day. One day they're very good, one day they're not good at all. They're using Kai Havertz in an absolute shocking position where I felt at Leverkusen so many times he was getting used as central striker as well, and they're starting to use him at deep central midfield, which is really
Mm. Kovacic role.
which is not something that he really thrives on. He doesn't have the physicality. He doesn't have the knack of going back and winning tackles and being, what you would call a little, a little Roy Keane type. Someone who can battle for every ball. He's not neither Kante who can, run up and down the
He's
pitch for
neither
any.
a winger. He's
He's
neither
neither
a
a
winger.
he's neither a winger. So it's just that the 4-3-3 system somehow doesn't suit him. Unless you play him in a more attacking forward role, it doesn't really suit him. That's one
Yeah,
problem.
you would probably want to play him in the Bruno role, but then the system that
Yes.
Lampard plays unfortunately doesn't support a Bruno in the team.
Yeah. So we talked
Yeah.
about Leverkusen, and Fabrizio posted almost here we go about Timothy Fosu-Mensah. As Bruno is about to create a chance here, Marshall with the bicycle didn't work off. That's a good block. That's a good block. Uh, oh man, we were very close to scoring there. Um, that was a good attempt by Marshall. Good ball from Rashford and Fernandes. Talking about Leverkusen, guys, we were. I think it's Timothy Fosu-Mensah who is almost close to signing for Leverkusen. Uh, and I want to link this to Diego Dallo as well because I felt one of the reasons why he let Diego Dallo go was because he felt that Fosu-Mensah is a better player. He felt that Fosu-Mensah would stay at the club. I think Fosu-Mensah also felt that Ole prefers him and he would give him more chances, which hasn't happened this season. I don't even remember the last time I saw Fosu-Mensah. I think it was Başak Şehir the last time we saw Fosu-Mensah. After that game, we didn't see the face of him. And what do you think of that deal? Is it good that we are getting rid of him, or do you feel he still has a little potential? We could have possibly
So
kept
we are
him.
selling him off for good, or is it a loan deal?
Yes,
Loan
we are
Yeah.
deal.
selling
We're
for
sell-
we no
no,
no
we're
we are going
selling
to
him
sell
off.
him off for good because anyway his contract expires at the end of the
Acha,
season.
End of the
He's
season. Yeah.
renewing it, so he has made pretty clear he's not renewing it.
If
So it
I
would be
was Timothy for Subens, I'll be really happy. I mean, of course, it's United, but Bayern is not a bad squad at all, team to play, and the league is also pretty decent, even though you might call it a farmers league. The champion of Europe is from that farmers league right now. And
yeah.
I saw Bayer Leverkusen play after lockdown because Bundesliga was on, so I like Bundesliga dekh lete hain. And dude, Bayer
even
Leverkusen really plays well. They have very
Fosu
quality team.
Mensah never was a hit in a Premier League. He went to, I guess, Crystal
Palace.
Palace on
Yeah.
Crystal
loan,
Palace and even
and
Fulham.
even Fulham. So he never played well in those teams. Like I guess Fulham got relegated when he was there.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
Fulham did get
And
relegated.
Van Bissaka has beaten this guy both in two clubs now. Crystal Palace also and
Yeah,
United में आके भी बोला कि तुझे नहीं चाहिए.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have some like attacking play to beat Bissaka. Like if he was a very good attacker, like a very good attacking defender, then we might have a
that was close. That was
yeah.
extremely close. We almost conceded there. Man, this heart attack. I genuinely feel that United do not. I think this one point that Anurag really talked about a lot when we talked about this at the start of the season. That we needed to sign press-resistant players, players who can beat the
That
press,
was
not just.
Eric Bailey block.
Yeah,
That was
like
another area.
a while back you were mentioning about how Dea ka, clearance is not good. I mean I'm
Yeah.
more concerned about how they play from the back, dude. I always feel so nervous when they're playing from the back. I mean, they don't know how to play from the back at all. Like I have a lot of things to tell Ole when I meet him that Donny Van Beek. But this is the first thing I'll tell him that dude don't play from the back. Let Dea shoot random balls. That is way better than playing on the back.
It's like I think United also the second way to look at it is we don't have real physical tall players who can really win the ball. When Dea shoots it upfield, so then you have to basically hope that your Ashfords or your Marshall somehow are able to control the ball and do a little bit of it. I feel when under Jose there were two players, Fellaini and
Jose we
Lukaku,
had
who did
yes.
pretty well. Yeah,
I love
and
Fellaini, bro. I mean, I don't know about others. He was
Clutch
insane.
player. He used
yeah,
to get on the end of everything, defensively and
Yeah.
offensively.
I felt Fellaini is one of Fellaini's bad habit you would probably say was he used to get into unnecessary tackles, right? There was a yellow
Hmm.
card written over him every game, almost every game. So that was one of the issues why I think Fellaini wasn't signed. Again, I felt Ole also feels that he needs midfielders who are good with their long balls, who are good with their passes. And I don't feel Fellaini is the best passer of the football in that squad anyway. So for Ole, it made sense, but I also feel that what he offers is very unique, and there are not many players who can offer what he does. I think
Absolutely.
it was in the afternoon that I watched the highlights of the 2016 FA Cup final. The Yeah, the 2016 FA Cup final where we played Crystal Palace. That goal which he assisted for Mata, the chest assist which Fellaini gave was really incredible. Um, you know that's one thing that we definitely miss going forward. I felt because we do not have someone whom we can switch on to say, okay, now let's just throw the ball high up to him. He will win the header, and then you play off that header. We don't have that player. That's one unfortunate thing. Me, do you miss him? Do you think he would have been a good option in this team?
I do actually, because when you look at what our weaknesses as well as our strength, our weaknesses, def- defending set pieces as well as attacking set pieces, I think
Yeah,
we would have required him. We would have loved him here. We would have scored a couple of more goals, because he always had the tendency to come up with some important goals. He scored in all the semi-finals,
yeah,
post Sir Alex Ferguson's era. Right, like
yeah,
he's in every semi-final we won in one rather.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
he came up with some clutch goals, important goals. He even scored against City, Spurs, Arsenal in the Premier League.
Yeah, the
And
Spurs one was a really good one. He shot with his left foot. That's one of the most
uh,
unexpected Pelleri goals ever. We have lost Shivam for a while because of some internet issue.
And
yeah,
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 I mean, we were talking about the substitutions that could come in for this game. So Mata, James, all of these guys. We don't have any physical, we don't have that, strength or power which Fellaini used to bring in. We might need against, physical players who are in
yeah.
the opposition team. So that is what we are
We have
missing.
Igalo.
We have
Yeah,
Igalo.
I really want to know what is he doing in the club if he's not doing anything. I don't think he's as bad as making Ole is making him to look at. I mean, he was pretty good at Watford. I actually really love
Yeah.
him, brilliantly. He's making him look like some B grade player who went back to China and no future in football ever again.
No, I feel what has happened with Igalo is I think after the lockdown, Igalo didn't really work out because I felt he was lacking sharpness. Obviously, his fitness went down big
Mm.
time.
That you could
His
see clearly, yeah.
his physicality is such that I feel his body demands a lot of action to stay fit, and obviously in lockdown it's going to be very difficult. We have got Shivam back, so I'm going to add him up again. And
Yeah,
with Igalo, another thing which I felt was the issue was Greenwood played really well in the second half of the season, especially after lockdown. So if
yes.
there was going to be a backup for Marshall, it was going to be Greenwood, and then we ended up signing Cavani in the summer. So that meant basically that Igalo was the fourth choice striker. As difficult as it is to comprehend that, you can understand it because he definitely is the fourth choice when you look at this team. And as you can see, Edinson Cavani is he was through on goal and
Foul,
he's
foul, foul.
standing
That
and the foul that's been given.
red card. I guess red
No,
card.
no, it's a yellow. It's a yellow
A
for
yellow, yellow. It's a yellow card. That
no, but
was
I don't.
one on one.
But I still don't think I still Cavani was the only reason why he got a yellow card for that is I think Cavani was going away from goal and Cavani didn't have the pace to beat him anyway. And one thing that I've noticed in this game, is that Bruno is playing pretty much on the left hand side in the spaces which Shaw is leaving away. When Shaw is making those runs to overlap Rashford, Bruno is playing in
Hmm.
those spaces and trying to release players from there because I think we have seen Cavani beat the Burnley backline today, which is in itself, we can commend Cavani's fitness as much as we can, but he's not the fastest lad in the Premier League,
Yes.
and he's able to beat that Burnley lineup for ease. Although in that situation, I felt Brady was up against him and he could have matched the pace anyway. So that would be
I don't know. I
that
just watched the thing again. I mean, considering the tackle happened when there's no defender in front of him, it
the
should be a red.
the VAR checking
Yeah,
out
that should have
that
been a red.
and it does look
They,
like
they
it could be a red card.
they are
Uh,
checking for it.
they're
Yeah, I
checking
mean
for
because
it.
they don't have a last man. I mean,
Yeah.
technically, according to
And
rules, it should
even
be a red.
Rashford also
Even
along with him.
yeah, Rashford or Marshall, whosoever it is.
No, if it is with gloves, it's Martial. I feel it's
And it's
so
a terrible
difficult.
Yeah,
tackle.
I guess
It's a
it's
very
Uh,
bad
Marshall. It's
tackle.
Marshall.
I,
it looks like
I
it's
I
Martial.
I don't think that it's a red card, because Because when you look at the tackle actually came in from in front of
Yes,
Cavani.
yes.
The defender pretty much made his ground up. So it
Yeah.
wasn't actually a tackle
But
from behind.
but they are also checking for the Luke Shaw foul.
No, that's not a foul. That's not
Bro,
a foul. He's clearly won the ball there, so that's anyway not going to be an issue. I don't think that's a problem at all. He's won the ball there. You can see that. Um, if the referee gives this, oh my God,
V
I'm really going to
VAR
have
is
something
so
against
much of
VAR.
drama, bro. VAR is so much of
Yeah.
drama. Like any,
That,
they check everything from the start to
No, but
the
I
end.
feel it's fair. I feel it's fair to check it as long as you're consistent with it. And I feel
Yeah, so
they've moved on
Yeah,
from that
that
Luke
stage
Shaw
of
incident.
the phase of play should be checked right from the start. I mean, even I agree to
Yeah.
that.
And I feel that I think they've moved on from Luke Shaw. They're again narrowed down to Robbie Brady. I don't think they're giving it a red by the looks of the referee. Oh my God. I have a lot to talk about referees in ISL. I know this is not related at all. So I'm going to keep that to myself for now. But going over to the VAR touch line where you can
yeah.
see it on the screen himself.
he's going there. He's going there.
So
It's a
that
red
usually
card now.
happens.
It's for
That
sure. Yeah,
you that usually happens when the referee feels that it is a possible
It
red
might
card.
be a red. Yeah.
I think they're going to show him both the tackles. The one which Luke Shaw clearly won the ball there. It would be horrendous if that decision goes against Luke Shaw for some reason. Uh,
I don't know. I've
looking
never
at
had too much confidence in this referee. I don't know why. बीच में देखा हूँ. I don't know. This guy doesn't seem too
Yeah,
convincing.
no man. Whenever I look at this referee, the only vibes that I get about him is like there is a red card in this game because he tends to make horrendous decisions. While the VAR is keeping us waiting, Wolves and Everton are playing a pretty good game. It's 1-1 right now. Uh, Everton
वो अलग
scored
source.
first away. Everton scored first, and then Wolves joined the scoring. They're kicked off along with us, so there are goals in the game. The referee who we are referring to is Kevin Friend.
it's
Yeah,
Uh,
right.
already, I guess, 3-4 minutes of stoppage.
yeah, there is.
Yeah.
I think they need to look at this carefully because they don't want to get this wrong, especially after what has happened with the VAR. So,
Who's the
so
Pretty
defender,
Friend,
by
early in
the
the
Guess
way?
game actually.
Who's the
it's
defender?
Robbie,
Early
it's
in the
Robbie
game.
Brady. It's not a
Robbie
defender.
Brady is a
It's
Acha.
a
midfielder,
left
attacking
winger.
midfielder.
So the
Hmm.
referee has made a decision. The decision is it's a foul. It's a foul by
Yellow,
Luke
yellow.
Shaw.
It's a yellow.
It's a yellow card that's been rescinded, and it's a
Yeah,
foul by Luke Shaw.
damn.
Wow.
Wow.
He's not a friend of United for sure.
And then Barnes took the free kick, and he was stopped, and he's been given a yellow card. Oh, was it Shaw has been given a yellow card?
Yeah, Shaw has been given a yellow card.
My God, this is an utter mess. What is the VAR doing? How is that a foul? Luke Shaw won the ball there, first of all.
So it is not
No,
VR's fault. Just
afterwards, he left
clarify that it is
he left
the
his feet.
friend. It is friend who's
But
taken this
you
call. The VR is just
you
showing him
you
the clip.
can't you can't really fault Shaw for that. It was a ball that was way far away from him. He still won the ball. You can't talk after what happens after he wins the ball. There is going to be a. It's not like a slight tackle can be stopped immediately in a couple of seconds, right?
Hmm.
There will be a follow through. And in this one, he clearly won the ball. It's interesting
This
how
season,
that
we
is.
haven't even paid the VR.
Oh my God, let's not go there. I
And
don't think
guess who
I
scores
feel
for Everton? In all this mess.
I don't know, man. It must be Schneiderlin. No, Schneiderlin left the
No.
club as well. He's in Nice now. My God.
So it is the Arsenal guy, Alex Iwobi has scored. So
Oh, Alex
something to
Iwobi has
cheer
scored.
for Arsenal fans.
Oh, okay. Iwobi, I felt again difficult to make a call on Iwobi whether he should have stayed at Arsenal or not. I felt for his career, it's good that he left. Let's talk about VAR,
For
boys.
anyone who leaves Arsenal, it is good for their career. Aubameyang should already be back in bag in league.
Oh man,
Shubham
I
has
hope.
a agenda against Arsenal right now.
I feel.
Arsenal is my mocking club. Like I hate Liverpool and City. I don't hate Arsenal because that's like किसी को mock करना है mood खराब है mock Arsenal.
Oh my God, that's just perfect. Let's talk about VAR for a while because I feel it was a horrendous decision what they took today. I don't know whether the people watching would agree, but I personally felt, why would Luke Shaw even get a yellow card for that tackle? How was that even a foul to begin with? Maybe Gallagher, the referee who joins in the halftime show, can help us with it. Dermot Gallagher, I feel he was.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The ex-Premier
But
League
but
referee.
I've
So
seen him. So the trend I've seen him nine times out of 10, he'll support the referee who took the call.
Who
Yeah,
That is
it's
something
it's
I've
like
got.
it's his job
Loyalty.
basically.
Yeah.
it's like he's one of your own kin, right? So he is going to support you no matter what.
Mm,
It's like
exactly.
you can't expect Dermot Gallagher to go out there and say, as an ex-Premier League referee, okay, you're
But
getting this.
funnily, when he's being called on the panel, he's being asked to be neutral. But then he ends up supporting the referees, just to keep good relation. And then Michael Owen is always like, "Dude, are you sure about this?"
Dude, I felt Michael Owen should have asked this question to himself when he left for Real Madrid. I mean, what was he thinking? He could have become a much better player. He stayed for a couple more seasons at Liverpool. Uh,
Absolutely.
God knows, God knows why he decided. But I agree,
He was
the
at
chance to.
Manchester United as well, na? For two
Yeah,
seasons or
yes,
one
yes.
season.
Yeah,
He was the guy who scored that epic 4-3 goal
Yes.
at
RB winner.
the Derby winner. The game which I missed for
He,
some reason in my life.
yeah, he
I
was
would
pretty
never
He
decent
understand.
at
was
United
he,
also.
Yeah, he scored a Champions League hat trick as well.
Yeah,
For
but he
United.
doesn't support Manchester United in any way. Like whenever you watch his views, he's always against us
exactly.
for some reason.
Who is with us? That's my question.
No, no,
Team
there are
Sherwood.
people who are
Team
with us.
Sherwood. Team Sherwood calls us the best club in the world, the biggest club in the world. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, every time
that
he
is
does that, he
basically his.
genuinely wants the United job. He's like, "Ole jayega to main le le job."
Oh, I definitely do not wish that Tim Sherwood takes our job. Like
Yes.
I know there was a point where people used to say, "Don't give me Zidane, give me Sherwood," and Maguire scored here with a
Maguire scores,
fantastic.
bro.
Woo!
That was a fantastic header. Let's not
Come on,
Fantastic,
celebrate the birdie.
fantastic.
Let's not
gets
celebrate the
in.
birdie. VAR is talking. I feel this
Now
is a
what are
foul
we
again.
getting?
Oh shit.
Oh, this looks like a foul. No, it doesn't look like
No,
a
no,
foul.
no.
If this is given
That's
as a
not a
foul,
foul, bro. That's not a foul.
man, VAR can do stupid things. We've seen it like a few minutes back. Let's just calm ourselves down and hope that VAR doesn't give this as a foul. But this is what we're talking about Maguire, right? He fouls a lot of players in set pieces, knowingly,
No,
unknowingly,
no, that's
whatever.
completely
It's been
legit.
given.
I mean,
It's been
if
given.
you want
It's
to
been
score,
given.
that's the only way that can
Yeah.
be scored, right? Otherwise, how will you
The
score?
Yeah.
goal's ruled out. The goal's
The
ruled
goal's
out.
ruled out. Oh, the goal's ruled
What?
out.
Come on.
Come on,
Yeah,
man.
the
What's
play started as well.
why
So
was
there's
this
this
goal
hidden
ruled out?
agenda against us.
Damn, why is this ruled out? I can kind of
It's so
understand why it is
normal.
ruled out. I felt
Yeah,
it's 50
it's
50.
a push. It's a
It's
push.
a push, yeah. I feel it's kind of 50-50 where, you can view it as a push, you can view it as a player who goes down early.
Once Harry Maguire scored, and that was a foul.
Oh man, it was one of the most difficult things to digest here.
No, because
I
let's
know.
be honest, Premier League, why people watch Premier League is because of its physicality. We talk about physicality when it comes to Premier League. And before VAR, all of these goals were considered. We have had Vidic and Ferdinand, all these Terry, scoring such goals. The moment VAR is there and we become soft football, what is the difference between us and the other leagues then?
Yeah, no, but I feel in this case I felt this was borderline because as the goal also went in, I kind of felt that Maguire has this tendency of pushing players anyway,
Hmm.
while he attacks set pieces.
Pushing players, grabbing
May-
players.
maybe because of his physicality, he finds it difficult. And Cavani, is that a pen? No,
Handball,
it's not.
handball.
No, no, it's not. It's not a handball, unfortunately. Now the VR won't even check it because it's against us. I feel Klopp has done a brilliant job in what he tried to do
Oh
because
no, no, it's not a
it's
handball.
not a handball, but I still feel Klopp did a pretty good job by convincing the referees that you're going to in favor of United. Let's not do that. So now the referees have decided to turn against us in a way.
Every time a manager does that, we lose a semi-final.
Oh, what just happened here? I know Mattis missed a chance, but Pai has done something to someone.
To Barnes,
Man,
to Barnes.
man, what has Eric Bahi done there? So the good thing about this is that Mattis has missed an open chance, and we still get another crack at a corner. So
We don't score from corners, man. That is one thing we should work on.
Need Fellaini for that.
Exactly. I was about to say that, but like, let's not say that. But then you said it.
When we had him, we all wanted him out.
No, I did not. I
Not
too will be like,
yeah.
I'm like very lost.
Even
I
I
never
feel
wanted him out.
I felt that Fellaini was one of the manager's dream kind of players, where he did
Exactly.
what he wanted.
I mean, he
Let's
was a super sub.
yeah.
At
He
I
Everton,
wasn't
think
a
he
he's.
used to
great
play.
starter.
Everton
I
used to
think the
play
fact,
behind Tim Cahill,
yeah.
and they used to wreak havoc, dude, under Moyes.
I what I feel personally is what especially what happens when with Fellaini is that I felt he was good either way. He could play slightly deeper role, which his manager wanted him to. I felt he could play the more attacking role as well. There is a reason why he started the Europa League final. I know we didn't have midfielders. That was one of the reasons. But I still feel
He
I
also
think
But
he
he was
also
pretty
played
much a
as a
regular
striker
fixture
for
in
us.
that Van Gaal and Jose side both.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
Moyes' side.
What do you all think about the two SCH, the Bastian Schweinsteiger and Morgan Schneiderlin? What happened to them? Was it
I
the
feel
manager's fault, or were they not good
we
enough for us?
signed. I think we signed Schweinsteiger at least four
very
seasons later than we
late.
should have
Yeah,
signed
it was
him.
just a fancy PR kind of a signing that okay, we got a
No, but
legend from.
I felt that one of the reasons why LVG might have signed him is he understood the system perfectly because LVG was a manager who shifted him from the more forward attacking positions to a central midfield position.
Hmm.
Uh, he was a manager who instilled that kind of the. I think LVG was a manager when we lost to Bayern in that 2010 quarterfinal, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that time, that was one of the peak Schweinsteiger games as well. That's when Schweinsteiger was really booming as a midfielder. And there were talks about us signing him then and there. In the 2010-11 starting of that season, there were Schneider rumors, there were Schweinsteiger rumors, a lot of those things which never really materialized. And with Schneiderlin, I just felt that I think there was a quality difference. I felt at Southampton he was a much better player because there were players around him who were able to give that attacking push. With Schneiderlin and Schweinsteiger, it becomes like they're pretty. I won't say they're similar players, but I feel Schweinsteiger is a little more attacking. But then both of
attacking.
them, but then Schneiderlin is the kind of player who would have done better had he had the likes of Pogba and Fernandes with him rather than having
Even the
someone.
move,
Yeah,
even
exactly.
the
With the
move to
current team
Everton
and the
didn't work for him.
current manager, because Louis Van Gaal was mostly defensive. With the current managerial setup, I think Schneiderlin would have done really well in this team.
Yeah.
A more matured version of a Scott McTominay, mostly.
Oh, and Maguire has given the ball
Maguire has
away.
given a
It's a foul, which will be rechecked, I guess, because the ball ended in the back of the net.
no, no,
Uh,
it's a foul.
no, it's foul. Okay.
Yeah, it's a foul.
Oh, yeah. I hope,
Two
yeah,
three.
that is. Man, this game has had so many fortunate moments for us. Um, that giveaway was like almost suicidal. We have had two decisions probably that have gone against us. I think one and a half I would call the Maguire decision borderline. It could have been either way, but definitely the decision that went against Luke Shaw was absolutely pathetic. I don't understand how that was a yellow card, how that was a foul in the first place. We'll talk about that a
Martial
little
is not
more.
playing well.
No, he
Martial
is
is
not.
not playing well.
I
Left
feel,
wing, he can't play at the left wing now.
Nothing new this season.
I feel with Martial, I feel bad for Martial in a sense that um, it's more or less like he's not able to. find his position again. Because last season I felt he knew that he was going to be centre forward no matter what. That
Yeah,
gave him a little bit of confidence. This season again, I think he is not able to digest the fact that there's another centre forward who's probably better at scoring goals. He's a better goal scorer in that sense. A good poacher. So I think that's one of the reasons. And Anurag is being active as he is. United get in the groove again
yeah,
after 20 minutes. I feel he
20,
has
30
got
minutes.
into the groove, and we have played pretty good stuff in the last few minutes of the game, especially. Uh, I won't say dominant as Anurag says. I feel probably Burnley are still looking a proper threat. We haven't yet controlled the game, but it's looking good.
They are a
One,
second half team.
we are a second half team, and I think one thing which is coming into notice is a lot of United players are trying to play that ball over the top of the Burnley players, and there is not enough space behind that back line to play that ball. So that's something that we possibly look at yeah, at halftime and in the second half. It will be interesting to see how that happens. Mihir, how are things going there? Everything you seem to be in a little dilemma because I know that your stream is lagging a little bit and we are giving you spoiler alerts every second.
In my
Uh,
stream, Maguire gave away the ball right now, so you can see
Which
oh my
which
that's
which
how
broadcaster is
that's how
showing this
behind
match?
I am.
Like out of the four, which one is showing this match currently? United versus Burnley.
It's Sky Sports.
Marshall,
Sky Sports.
Nick Pope
Acha.
saved, man. Nick Pope saved.
yeah, Nick Pope had a pretty good one and
I
you
think
know
that wasn't. It was going in.
that was going in. Yeah, definitely was going in. That is like a trademark Martial attempt, right? Just
If
coming
Harry
up.
Maguire gets booked tonight, he'll miss the Liverpool
Liverpool
game.
game. Yeah.
Is that a blessing in disguise?
Yeah, yeah, I feel so.
No,
I feel so.
he's the captain, bro. He has to play that game.
And also, secondly, I feel you will need a physical presence against, especially. I mean, I don't mean that Firmino is a physical presence, but a physical presence against Firmino can be good for you because then you can just bully him away a little. Even if he gets a yellow card in that game, it's as if it doesn't matter. Secondly, you can also look at it in a way where you
The
can say,
next fixture is Fulham, na? After
Yeah.
it,
Liverpool,
After
it
Liverpool
is
is Fulham.
Fulham.
and you can also look at it in a way where you can say probably that if Maguire is suspended after today's game, Um, it would be pretty much like we would play Bai and we'll probably with Wanzevi or Lindelof. I feel he has more trust in Lindelof if Lindelof's fit.
Hmm.
Lindelof and Maguire are pretty, I won't say similar players because I feel Lindelof is slightly better when he comes to carrying the ball forward. He doesn't look one dimensional. I think he's more open the way he carries the ball. But
True.
Maguire is definitely better aerially. That's one thing that works for him. And oh, that was close. And United are wanting a penalty for the heck of everything right now.
I
They're
think
going to ask.
I,
I
I
don't
think
know.
Shaw
So
will be substituted.
before we signed Harry Maguire, if you think about it, every one of us were talking about the buy Lindelof partnership, right? And
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably that is what we'll see in the Liverpool game. And what if they do well there? And I am confident they'll do well. And yeah, we could see an alternative right there and there. If Harry Maguire is not fit in the future, which he doesn't tend to be. He plays every bloody game, but just in
yeah.
case.
Yeah, and I think another one from Anurag is that these games are very important in the title chase. Wolves one was such, definitely was because I think to get
But
that win,
Anurag, we don't need a winner like Wolves game. It was very
man.
Yeah, I mean, this game started, ठीक है, चलो एक दो miss हो गया and all, but now I'm concerned, dude. I mean, now this is not good at all. We are just have
Now,
one half to win the
now
game.
I just hope we don't turn into the Arsenal channel at the end of this game. That's the only hope that's the only hope that I carry because this is our first watch along. We want to be entertaining people. We don't want definitely don't want to be
Can
people
we
who
can we
just
abuse in Hindi because Hindi निकलेगी तब तो फिर अगर गाली
हाँ
निकलेगी तो
हाँ बिंदास अपनी अपनी भाषा है यार उसमें क्या शर्मा we can as long as YouTube policies are fine with it. Uh, YouTube like creating certain policies that we don't know of, and that's fair because I feel I personally feel that all of us don't read all the policies. We just say, I agree, and we just go ahead in life. So you can say it's for us to blame too. But I don't think YouTube is going to be that critical of us
अरे
either.
भाई कैरी मिनाटी है, वो तो गाली देते रहते अपना वीडियोस में, तो हम लोग थोड़ा बहुत तो दे ही सकते हैं बीच-बीच
Carrie, if for some reason you have stumbled into this video, I think I personally like you. I don't know what the others feel.
में.
People feel he's a little too abusive, but that's just the kind of content he makes.
Yeah,
I don't.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, oh my God, I feel when
That was Van Bissaka.
that was one Bissaka of Crystal Palace, not one Bissaka of United. When he was going to pass a ball, he slipped, and that happens a lot. It's crazy, right? Because he was supposed to be a winger. He was supposed to be a winger, and he's turned
Half
into a
time.
fullback. Thank God for him. Thank God for him that he turned into a fullback because his prospect as a winger were not looking good. And so it's half time. I know I've talked about a lot of things in the last 1 hour, but not a lot about the game, which probably says a lot about the game because it hasn't
Hmm.
really been full on entertainment. I know there's a lot of PR drama that has happened. Ole is smiling. Sean Dyche has his usual grim on his face. Uh, they call him the Ginger Mourinho. They used to call him. I remember when Burnley first came up in the Premier League, there were talks about him being the Ginger Mourinho. Uh,
His voice
they're
is really
definitely
funny.
his his voice is really funny. Another video that I saw of Sean Dyche today was yeah, I think it was something to do with during Christmas where he was just playing with a toy elephant during a press conference, and that was a stuffed toy, a small handy stuffed toy about an elephant, and it was really funny to watch. So, guys, at halftime, what are your initial reactions? Mir, is it halftime at your stream either right now, or should I
Oh,
just start with Shivam first?
one more minute.
Shivam, what do you think? Halftime, what are your initial
I
thoughts?
think the VR drama sums it up. There was nothing else apart from that Martial bicycle kick that was close if the block didn't come, and the save from Nick Pope, and the Harry Maguire thing
Yeah,
that was 50. I think that was a push.
yeah, it was a push. I felt that too, and I think Kushagra
And
has also been
and one
l-
thing is, I think Ole will take Shaw off because he's on a yellow card, and
yeah.
they have pacey wingers, so definitely
They,
he'll try
they
to
have
foul
limited
again.
options.
Yeah.
You can't do a Fred like mistake again. And Kushagra says it's
Yeah,
been a
yeah.
bit poor from United. Kushagra, I don't say that I can't agree. I feel it's been pretty passive in a way. I think we allowed Burnley the initiative in the initial moments of the game, and then we just didn't ever look like we were dominating the game, which we should have. But a point still gets us on the top of the league. Just to confirm that
No,
point.
no, doesn't
I
work
know,
for
But
I
we
me.
need
know, I know it
It's a
doesn't
we
work
six
for
need to
pointer
you.
go
as an
six
example.
points ahead.
A point is not
Exactly.
enough, to be honest,
Yeah.
Not at
against
all, not at all.
Burnley.
So,
And that was
so
Burnley.
just to show our viewers, this is what the Premier League table looks like as it
Come
stands.
on.
United still are on the top of the table, but it
We
is a
can't
game.
even
33,
celebrate
34.
that.
You can't
No,
celebrate
no.
that for sure. But it's good to show a little positivity to the world.
मतलब
No,
31
but
से 34 हो, that is still fine because you're top of the table and you won a game which led to you being top.
Yeah,
This
this
doesn't
doesn't
work
feel like
out.
we'll be top of the table.
Yeah.
Plus, if we win, it gives us that extra cushion to go to Liverpool and have
Liverpool,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, you can go
Have a
for a draw.
3 point cushion. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
have a
most
Imagine if we
importantly, and
win.
they're not playing this week. So, they don't know what is to win recently, in the last few days. So we go for that match and yeah, we'll have a strong chance
and
against.
secondly,
They played
considering the
against
current
BTEC Aston Villa 2 3 days ago.
so
Yeah.
Mihir, what's the situation for COVID in Lancashire? What's the situation right now? I feel Liverpool are also in the same county, the state or county, whatever you guys call it in the UK. But I feel Liverpool also fall in the same one. What is the situation down there in Manchester?
Yeah, so we're in tier. Sorry, yeah, we were in tier 4, but now obviously we've got the full national lockdown,
Yeah,
and cases are rising. Actually, cases are still rising, like around just a fortnight ago we had 100,000 cases in 2 days.
Whoa.
Mm, but so it still is quite serious, and it's, I mean, it's surprising actually, because when you look at what's happening in the rest of the world,
Yeah,
other countries
Yeah,
have slowly started to recover, but
exactly.
with the UK,
I
it's
think
like we're
UK is
still
taking
going
a
up.
it's
massive
opposite.
U-turn, right?
In
Yeah,
India,
UK
like
is taking.
3 days, 3 days later, you'll see the vaccines being rolled out, 4 cities, all the frontline warriors. So yeah, it's getting back to 2019 year in India, and
No,
for
but
some reason,
I'm for let's not get into the vaccination discussion because I feel we will just shift off from a football channel to a slightly political channel. Let's not go there. But it's good in a sense that yeah, I think vaccines getting rolled out to those people who've been there for us when we needed them the most. Massive kudos to all of those who were there, part of it, to all the
absolutely,
frontline warriors, including not just the doctors, but everyone else, including the delivery guys who delivered us food, delivered us groceries, the people who used to work in the apartments. I think everyone has been massive. So huge kudos to them. Coming back to the game, Mir, obviously now we have watched the entire half
Yeah,
with a lot of spoilers, obviously. Uh, what do you make of it? I know we weren't dominant at all in a sense, but but
so yeah, we've actually not been that dominant throughout the season. At least in the first half, we've always made hard work of a few games, a lot of games actually. But uh, today, I don't know. It was just another first half performance by us. I have to say that, and it wasn't really boring, but it wasn't fun as well. It wasn't entertaining, maybe except for maybe a few dodgy decisions given by the VAR rather.
yeah,
So
yeah, and I know you have to leave in a while, Mihir, because of your obligations. But we are going to
yeah, it's
have a
not.
little surprise guest before that
Yeah,
for you, who may be joining, from what I hear. So I think since the other two guys are also taking a little break from this, uh, I think our surprise guest has joined. I feel. I hope I can add him to the stream pretty soon. Um, Here we go.
I,
It's
Hey, yo,
Anurag.
boys, what's up? I
Go-
I actually can't join for a longer period of time. I have some issues at the house due to which I cannot really sit in this position for a long time. But yeah, good going.
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
yeah,
hi
Anurag.
Shivam, and I think Shivam just died. Where is he?
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
Shivam's here, but
Yeah.
Shivam just went out to get a little sip of water. Anurag, what are your views on the first half? I felt you were very active with us in the comment section, so it just made
Yeah.
pretty more sense. Uh, Even I guess Kushagra is going to join in a while. What do you make of the first half, man?
Uh, I mean, it was a bit of a routine story, wasn't it? Like we
Manchester.
don't start well. There is a lot of ifs and buts in our players' minds. They're not very
Yeah,
sure if they have to press here. Uh, they're like stuck. You could see the front line. They are like confused. इस तरफ जाके press करना है, इस तरफ जाके press करना है. It's like one of some of those frustrating things that again makes you sort of vindicate why people question Ole.
yeah,
But
I know I've always said, I'm always a fence sitter as far as that is concerned. Uh, but again, there are the first 20 minutes again, it sort of vindicated why the Ole out thing happens. But again, we picked up pace. There's
yeah,
nothing to be bad about. They need to be a lot more careful. And yeah, I think there was a point when I think uh, just right at the end, Rashford chested one a little heavy chest, and it sort of went straight into the keeper. Or I
yeah,
think the defender cleared it away, something like that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
a
yeah.
little more,
And this is
finesse,
this is one
a
thing that
little
I
more
want to
finesse.
talk about with you because I felt Naman is a dead person for MSC in Cavani because I think he's been ineffective not because of his. I don't get this, but I guess Kushagra is talking about
See,
with
I
the
think what he means is Cavani has been ineffective, and it is not by his fault. because
Yeah.
The
see
ball
again,
has
it's
not been played into.
He's not getting the perfect deliveries. Yeah.
Yeah.
that, yeah, precisely. I
Even
think
Bruno isn't in the game. He's dropping deep to create chances.
I think he's taking the Luke Shaw position where which Luke Shaw is leaving when he's making those overlapping runs, and he's trying to feed those balls in behind the back four as much as he can. But I think those aren't really working out. Burnley are doing well to cover their angles pretty well. They're doing that well, I guess.
yeah,
That's what.
and I think where we are actually lagging behind is the fact that uh you know last season and this season also we are seeing a little bit of that with Kevin De Bruyne when
Yeah,
the whole creative burden falls on his shoulder.
yeah,
That can get a little tricky
yeah,
whenever he
Yes.
had David Silva saving him, or not
yeah,
saving him, I would say. Whenever he is
yeah,
getting blocked, whenever he had David Silva doing pretty much similar things on the other side, that's where both of them, you could teams, the opposition teams, they'll be confused as to who kisko jaake
yeah,
mark kare. That's when at least one of them gets the space and they can work their magic around. Bruno at this
yeah,
moment is not able to work his magic around. I think
yeah.
it's mostly to be blamed on the other players, because we know he gets, if he gets a little bit of space. यार वो वेस्ट हैम के गेम में he played 45 minutes, and in the
Yeah.
entire Premier
Created
League, no
big
one created
chances.
as many chances as he did.
And this is an epic comment. It's not Kevin
Absolutely.
Friend.
Kevin Fraud. Yeah.
How was it a
Yeah,
yellow card?
But then
he's a
Anurag,
friend.
that's why I think Pogba is in the lineup. That is why I think Pogba is playing
Yeah,
today instead of
again,
someone like Fred or McTominay.
Pogba is one of those on and off players, isn't he?
Yeah,
If he's
seriously,
there,
man.
Yeah.
if he's playing well, I think we definitely are in for a treat. Those few months after the lockdown, it really was like quite a.
Yeah, Pogba
We fell for the
Fernandes.
bait. We thought that is going to be the
Yeah.
future, but
Peter Drury
yeah,
said that they were born to play with each other.
they
I
did look
remember.
like that, didn't they?
Yeah, and I understand, Mir, there are certain obligations by which you have to probably leave the
Yeah.
stream after a while. So your final views and what do you think is going to happen in the second half?
Um, I think
Okay,
in
guys.
the second
Before
half we're gonna.
I'm leaving, I have some other stuff to do.
Yes,
You
yes,
guys
yes.
are doing
Bye,
a good
man.
job.
Good night.
All right,
Bye,
sure.
man.
Yeah, okay. Bye bye.
Bye
Good
Have
bye.
night.
fun. I think
Yeah,
Kushagra has
Yes.
just joined. So
yes. So you're going to be replaced by Kushagra straight away. Before that,
Hey guys, what's up?
yeah, Mir was just
Oh,
about
man.
to. Mir was
Yeah,
just about.
cheers, guys. We're still top of the table. Cheers,
Cheers, cheers, bro.
Cheers, whatever water is.
cheers.
actually, I
Right.
forgot the fact that we are top of the table because of the draw. I
Yeah,
forgot that totally.
yeah,
My good stuff.
I know.
Good
No, no,
stuff.
I'm also not very happy with the performance, but
But yeah.
well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tada. Bye again.
Bye
Bye
bye, bye
bye.
bye. So yeah, Mihir was just about to also exit because of his commitments, but we asked him one final question before he was to. What do you think, Mihir? What's going to happen second half?
Hopefully, by the end of the second half, we'll still be on top of the table, and instead of being 1 point clear, we'll be 3 points clear. And I see United now turning things up in the second half. We've got into the rhythm. We're now more or less the better team ending the first half. So now I hope, I believe the next 45 minutes we're going to be much better than what we were in the first half. Yeah.
Hopefully, man.
Yeah, hopefully, and thank you so much, Mihir, for joining today. I know in the next watch along, hopefully you get a better stream too, man, because I don't want to really watch you.
Oh, come on, bro.
Struggle.
Is the next watch along the Liverpool game? Are we talking about the Liverpool game? Come on, man. You know it's my birthday the next day. Come on, don't do that to me. Don't do
So
that to me.
for me,
So just for our viewers, he's gonna be in my house. I can beat him up if I want to. Really, I mean, for doing this to me.
no, no, it's not a Liverpool game from my side. I was talking about for me had some issues with his streaming. I know he's getting more reactions from us than actually watching the game. So
Ah.
that's a
You
big
were
problem.
entertaining than United in the first half.
Uh, that's the comment of the day. So thank you
Yeah,
so much, Amir,
man.
for joining again. Looking forward to chat with you again on Sound of Manchester.
Sure, definitely. Thank you for having me.
Thank you,
Bye,
Amir.
man.
See you, man. See
Bye
you
bye.
soon.
See you.
So we are going
Yes.
to be joined back by Shubham in a while.
Yeah, yeah, cool. I'll be
While
there.
that's happening,
So my only issue
Kushagra,
is
Kushagra,
my
where are you, man?
I'm home, bro. I'm home. I'm actually sitting against my Almira. That's my kit. That's
Uh,
the beer I showed you guys. I'm on the carpet,
I
just
thought you're
sitting.
somewhere out. That is the reason I asked.
Oh no, no, I
Kushagra,
wasn't. I
Kushagra
actually,
is
so
in
yes.
a very difficult position in terms of trying to actually watch this game.
No, so
With
so
peace in
so 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 the thing is, so as you know, as I don't know if anyone else who ends up seeing the video, because the three of us are in the same damn course, just finished our exams just today. So I'd gone out with a couple of friends. I actually went out for tennis, then went out with a couple of friends, and
mind.
as you know, I had a good night. Came back a bit late. That's why I was in constant touch with Pratmesh, because we were
Yeah,
having some issues with the number of guests and whom we could have had in the video. But yeah, here I am. I'm here for a little while because the only issue is I accidentally left my laptop in my parents' room and they are asleep.
yeah. So,
You went a bit early,
So,
bro.
sorry.
yeah.
You went a bit early to party outside. Like you should
I
have
didn't. I did.
waited till
Oh,
3:30.
okay, okay, okay. Just for the information, I didn't go outside to party.
Oh
Oh,
I
man.
just went to
Okay,
my.
okay.
I just went to my garden.
back and the Kushagra game
I,
started too. So, in case you're not able to catch it on, do catch it on. The
sorry, sorry,
second half
sorry,
started.
sorry.
The second half has started officially.
Oh, it's
We
already
kind of,
started. So the thing is, I can be here for a couple of minutes because I'm on Hotstar. That's anyway a couple of minutes late, so it's fine.
yeah,
They
it's
wouldn't have started. They would still be showing advertisements for God knows what. But yeah,
yeah,
just before I leave, I'll just a little bit of my thoughts. First of all, very warm hello to Shubham. I can't see your face. Sorry, man. I think the lighting's a little bit off.
Yeah, tell me.
Uh,
No, no. We can
no,
see,
it's
man.
we can
no.
see it. I guess there is some kind of a glare issue. I guess, but there is some
Yeah, yeah,
slightly. But
so this background is super bright. Anyway, Shubham, very big hello from my side. I don't think we've ever spoken before, at least not on SOM at least. So,
Oh, we did, we did. We were on the quiz, if you
oh, we were
recall.
on the
There was,
quiz. Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm so
and
sorry.
you
I
were
The
didn't.
quiz you
answering all
lost,
of them.
man.
Yeah,
No,
so you know what? I
he
screwed up
knew
the
all of
quiz.
them
That's
because
why I've erased it from my memory. I didn't win, right? I
I
didn't win,
won the
right?
quiz.
Because I've not won a single quiz on SOM or TSD till now. So I erase all the quizzes from my mind. So it's that's
So
all in dormant
I've
memory.
it's
come
like
Anyway,
second and
it's
third,
like
bro.
how War and United. It's like SOM quizzes and Kushagra.
unless something amazing has happened in the second half, which I have not seen up until now, Manchester
nothing
United
else.
have been playing Burnley at their own game. They've been getting sucked into physical battles where they can afford not to be in those battles. Bruno and Shaw both being on yellows is worrying,
Yeah,
because both of them are combustible characters who can make in tackles and then actually be put into positions which can screw us up. So I just hope both of them can carry on and United can get a goal or a couple of goals so that at least Tellez can
When
come in for sure and relieve that pressure of the yellow card. Beyond that, I felt last 10-12 minutes they were fine. They were better than the first 30 minutes, but still you're still playing Burnley at
not
their own
enough.
game. Yeah, you're still
yeah.
playing Burnley
Not
at
good
their
enough.
own game. I think the commentators mentioned, right? Solskjaer came out and shouted, play football. And you could really hear that on the stream because he was shouting, play football, play football. And that has probably resonated in the last 10 minutes. They need to do a lot more of that. And you saw, all of us saw, United did create chances after probably the 30th, 35th minute. So they
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
keep that up, and I hope they get a couple of goals because I don't think one goal will settle our nerves with our defense. I just hope United are able to get that. And as my last comment is on the Cavani position, which I think Pratmesh you were trying to start that conversation.
Yes, yes,
I'll leave it
yes.
with Shivam and Shubham. Oh wow, that's a tongue twister. But I'll leave it with Shivam and Shubham and with yourself as well, Pratmesh. Uh, I personally feel number nine is a position of death, is a death knell at Manchester United because you do not get the service. Your movement isn't appreciated.
One
You're not picked out when you're supposed to be picked out. Rashford twice had to cut down his number nine runs because he
Yeah,
went offside and the pass didn't come. Martial was offside for a couple of runs. Again, the pass did not arrive at the right point. Cavani has been ineffective in the half. What the perf meant was that it was a performance. I corrected that in the next comment. That went as a that just went went away
Yeah,
too
that's what
quickly for
happens.
me.
That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
happens when your keyboard doesn't agree with you.
Oh yeah, so yeah, big fingers. So yeah. So anyway, I've been on my phone the entire time. So yeah. So what I meant was, Cavani's not gotten any service, not gotten any movement around him. So what do you really
Yeah,
expect him to do? It's still Edinson Cavani in the end. You've not got Messi or Ronaldo playing up front for you. So you can't expect him to like pick up the ball at the middle of the half and just dribble it across a couple of defenders and score. So that's not going to
yeah,
happen. So United need to be more clinical. They might just be just my prediction, boys. There might just be like two or three chances in the rest of the half. I've not seen the first 5-7 minutes
Even
apparently of the second half.
even Harry Kane will struggle in this team.
No, it's not about Harry Kane struggling. And also I don't understand. Okay, I don't want to disagree with Anurag on the very first stream, but I don't get the whole point. If someone's questioning Ole's tactics right now, I really want you to go and probably understand football right now. He cannot do anymore. He's put the best players out. KD will never win a quiz. Look at him bantering me already, buddy. I'm heading out. Anyway,
yeah.
so yeah, my last point being, I don't think United will be able to penetrate if they're not holding on to the ball for long enough. We saw a longer period of domination of the ball. We saw United being able to create chances. Let's hope they're able to carry that forward and maybe we get a goal or two in the second half. Uh, I'll see you guys.
Yeah.
I'll see you if you guys are online. Post the full time for a little while. I'll try to join you guys.
We'll be there for 15 minutes
You
after
man.
full time. So
Yeah, cool,
let's
cool.
hope
I'll
that.
I'll I'll, I'll join you. I'll join you on full time. Then the emotions will be raw back then. So we'll see. We'll see you.
Yes,
Let's hope I join back with a win. Huh?
yes,
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 man.
yes. So
Bye, man.
See
that
you. Bye
was
bye.
Kushagra, that was Kushagra making a cameo appearance. Probably
Donny
something
Van
that
Beek.
is, yeah. Doing
Donny
Donny
Van
Van.
de Beek.
Guys, let's talk about Van de Beek because I feel this is one of those games where we are facing genuine issues with our creativity. Even at the start of the second half, the first 5 minutes have looked like United do not have the answers to the questions that Burnley have posed, especially defensively. Uh, Shivam, Van de Beek could be an option.
Yes, he could be an option, but I think he can be brought in after 70th minute because that means we can take Matic off. We can go full attack
Yeah,
with Pogba, Van de Beek, and Bruno as well. And even if Martial is struggling, then we need to get Greenwood on the right hand side if he's there on the bench, or else
yeah.
Daniel James. That too, and I guess
I
Alex
feel
Telles should
Cavani
come
missed a
in
good
place
chance
of.
here. Cavani missed a pretty
Yeah,
good
he
chance.
missed a good try. Yeah, he missed it.
So
Yeah,
one thing good about United, which shouldn't be what I should be talking about, unfortunately, but that is a good thing about us is that if we score one, we end up scoring a lot of goals.
Two.
yeah,
So we
yeah.
won't face the Jose issue of scoring one and parking the bus. एक गोल डालने के बाद तो फिर barrage of goals,
Yeah,
you'll normally
Are
expect.
we are then playing on our strength. Like that opens the
Exactly.
opportunity to counter attack.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
then
Otherwise,
Burnley will have to
then,
open up. Burnley will
yeah.
have to change the strategy, open up their defense, and that is where we excel.
But
When we have.
Burnley is a kind of team that will open up at 80th minute. That time they'll start attacking. Even if they are
Yeah,
one
yeah.
nil down, they'll start attacking
yeah.
after 80th minute.
Yeah,
They'll
No,
try
even
but
to
I
defend that
Jose,
1 nil
Jose
lead.
still allows his
I
team
feel
to
today
attack.
they've
With
been pretty
Sean
well.
Dyche,
I
it's
feel
very, very difficult.
today they have done pretty well. I feel going forward as well. I think they have caused a couple of questions to United defenders. Obviously, I feel Wood and Barnes have been one of the reasons why they're doing well because I feel that the hold-up play of both of those guys has been pretty massive today.
And
Uh,
Robbie Brady, I mean, he's quite
yes.
underrated. That guy's quite a good player.
Brady is a
Yeah.
United product for all those who didn't know this
Yes.
fact. Brady is a United product.
Even
Brady is
McNeil, Dwight McNeil is a United product.
a player. That's something which I didn't know.
Yeah.
Brady was one of the players that I used to extensively use on FIFA 14 or 13. I don't believe which edition it was, but I used to use him as a backup player because I think. And then if you play with relegation teams, Brady was a pretty decent player to sign on loan or sign as a
Yeah.
player. You sign him for like a couple of million, and he gave you a decent output in that sense. So he was a pretty good player to sign on for a couple of million in FIFA also. But yeah, I think Brady has done a pretty good job today. I feel. I think with
Okay.
Rashford, I think we're seeing a different version of Rashford in the half. I felt Rashford looked a little. I think he looked a little shy to take on defenders in the first half. He's trying to do that. I feel the game also likes
Right
to
hand
execute.
side is not his natural position. Right wing is
I
not.
was about to say the same thing. If three options, you probably play him on the left or right from the center. Not
That
definitely,
that
not
is
the
the
right.
reason we have been saying that we need a right winger. We need a right winger because then we can have Rashford on the left and then Martial as a center forward or Cavani as a center forward. And
Yeah, but
one thing
right
like
now also we have Greenwood and James who can do pretty well from the right. Probably hook
But
off
again, they
Martial
are
and
not right wing. I think Dan James is a right winger or a left winger. He can play either positions, but he's not Manchester United material yet. I feel
yeah, yeah,
personally. I
of
think
course.
that,
he can genuinely give output. He's good at whatever he does, but I think that's not good enough. Greenwood's not a player who's going to end up playing that position.
yeah,
So
he's a center forward.
he wants to play centre forward, and I feel he's got more natural instincts of playing centre forward than probably Martial for sure. So I think
One
he ends up
there's
playing
this
that
one
position.
signing. 1 minute. There's this one signing I needed to talk about. Like it
Yeah.
never happened. Like we were linked with him. It is Erling Haaland because that
Yeah.
player would have suited this attack. Like
Mm,
he has the pace. He has
yeah.
the physicality. He would
Yeah.
have been the best striker for us, but we
No, but I
didn't go for it.
I also feel like Shivam. I felt one thing in the Bundesliga was the kind of league which it is. It gives you more goals out. The kind of
Yeah,
midfield which we have, which we had when we were linked to Erling Haaland was absolutely piss poor, to be honest.
yeah, yeah.
We Pogba was out. Bruno wasn't a Manchester United player,
Player.
and also at the same time, I felt we had
Donny
the
Van
likes
der
of
Beek was also not there. I mean, it was a
Donny
pretty
Van de
average.
Beek was
Yeah.
there. So I feel Haaland would have thought that okay, I'm not going to get as many chances in this team anyway. So I might as well join Dortmund, at least increase my numbers, and then get better salaries and better transfer moves later to a Real Madrid or a Barcelona or a Man City or a PSG
Yeah,
who can actually afford to pay that kind of money.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think
That
mostly he's
he
gonna
could
go
easily be
to
a
Manchester.
Real Madrid. I feel my Real Madrid, natural successor to Benzema,
yeah,
probably seeing that happening.
yeah, it would make a lot more sense. Oh, Marshall just taken the ball up
Oh
there
shit!
almost at Cavani's
From
feet,
Cavani, yeah. But
and Pogba's not able to score. Rashford can't get there, and it's a goal kick.
but Man United are playing much better than
Yeah,
the first
I
half.
feel in the last couple of minutes, just for our use, I feel we have created three or four really good chances. Most of them have come from Fernandes, no-brainer that. Again, Pogba's looked good. He's looked better in advanced positions. And Bissaka's also constantly going up and down the flank. Had Pogba been able to convert the chance which he got right now, it would have been offside anyway. So that's something that's
But at
thanking.
least that means he's getting forward. He's
Yeah,
making
that
runs.
yes,
He's
he
not
is getting
sitting
forward.
back.
He is making those runs, which also means at the same time that Matic is playing more central because I feel if Matic wasn't playing central, Pogba wouldn't have gone forward. So that's also another thing that works. And what's up with the physicality in the Premier League? Like Edinson
Nowadays,
Cavani.
all the players go down very easily, man. Like a little push and boom,
No, but
died.
Yeah,
I feel that's a
Jim
genuine
Beglin talks about this a lot that, they're
man.
going down
Jim,
way too easily now.
Jim Beglin I like him as a commentator, but I feel he's a little too biased because of
Liverpool.
his allegiances. Yeah, I think he was a Liverpool player, so he definitely has anti-Man United sentiments in that sense. But coming back to this physicality issue, I felt one of the things again. I know Bruno has been talked a lot about in the physical sense. I feel sometimes even Bruno goes down a little too easily, but it's not like
Same.
but he doesn't fake a foul. I feel it's when he's impacted. I feel he makes a meal out of it rather than
Yeah, yeah.
faking. When he
All the
feels impacted,
Portuguese players, all the Portuguese players do that.
maybe it's just the kind of thing that get used to it probably in Portugal. I don't know, but yeah, there is a definite issue with physicality in the Premier League because I feel players are becoming pretty um, how would I say this, naive in that sense to go down. The referees are being naive to actually buy all that in the first sense. Man, Bai has done something exceptionally wonderful there and got away with it. and I didn't mean exceptional in a good way at all. Like,
Yeah, when you said got away with it, like okay,
I yeah, I thought yellow card or something, man.
no, I think last year we need getting a yellow card is Eric Bai because he's
But
susceptible to getting a yellow card
but
until the last second.
we are making chances, like all the
Yeah,
passes we are making is around the D.
and I think one change that I think in this half has come is that our players have played faster football.
Yeah, yeah.
hmm,
I
definitely.
it's been more direct, it's been more fast, and
I
I
think the
feel
goal's coming.
the goal should come pretty soon. I feel too. It can come either end because Burnley can get on the counter looking at the
Counter
amount
attack.
of
Yeah.
time. Let's just hope it's in our favor. Uh, and Fernandez almost, but
Oh, Pope spilled it.
yeah, Pope spilled it. Shubham,
Yeah.
something which I noticed in the first half, obviously, which I think a lot of guys did, was Luke Shaw, and probably Luke Shaw being a little too vulnerable to the runs that the likes of Westwood or Brady, or even for that matter, we saw Ashley Barnes or Chris Wood sometimes hold on to Luke Shaw and feed that ball off him. Is that something that you're worried about in the second half that might at the end of the game come back to bite us?
That, and also the fact that when you look for substitutions, when you are at this stage 0-0, you'll probably look for players to come in from the bench who are as good as who they are replacing. And at
Yeah,
the left position, we do have someone like that who
yeah,
will put in a defensive shift but is way more attacking than Luke Shaw, and that is currently what we need right now. Because in
yeah.
spite of playing both Pogba and Bruno and Cavani, we are still not being able to find a group. Of course, we are doing things in bits and parts, but maybe from the left channel, Alex Tell is coming in, throwing those crosses. He's really good in that. His numbers are really good in that,
And
and
let's be
that could
honest,
be
I
the
feel
game
Burnley have
changer.
defended pretty well as well. I feel Burnley have done their homework. They
Yeah,
defended well.
yeah.
They're not allowing players to get away when they're not allowing players a space to get away. I think that's one
They are
thing.
defending in numbers as well. They are
Yeah,
protecting the wings.
they're protecting the wings quite well. I think they're defending narrow in a sense because they
Yeah.
don't mind those crosses coming in because they know they have players like Tarkowski, like Ben Mee, who can get that ball away anyway. And I think Fernandez is one player who's going to be
Yeah.
targeted a lot by Burnley in the second half because
All
as
the
you can see,
players.
because I think Westwood just collected a yellow for that
Yes.
foul on Fernandez, and they are going to try to stop that quick transition, which United are pretty good at, and which
But
is
now every
exactly.
team has realized that the United attack is built around Bruno Fernandes, so they basically try to cover him up. Like most of the matches, he's the target.
But I feel
Initially,
one thing where we could actually do better in that sense could actually be to integrate Van de Beek because he just goes along his business very quietly and then all of a sudden he's in a goal scoring position and we
yeah,
don't even realize.
Yeah, he plays like how Netherlands, we know Netherlands, Holland for total football. He's like in a nutshell, total football. He'll play in every position. You'll not even know where he's on the pitch, and all of a sudden he comes up with the goods. That is what
Yeah,
we saw in his debut
I
game
think
also.
there are a few things about his game, his aspect of the game, which I feel is contributing to him not being in the team. One of them is definitely, I think he's not physically. I feel he's physically a little too lean for the Premier League. A little. I don't think lean is an issue, but I think physically being naive is an issue, which I feel he is. I feel even in the Champions League when he used to face those slightly bulkier opponents, I feel he struggled a little bit in that sense. Um, also, I felt another thing that happened with Van de Beek is he lacks the long balls. I think his game definitely doesn't have those long balls. So that's
Hmm.
one thing that probably is keeping him out of this team. Um,
That,
Rashford,
but then to think of it, he was the guy running the show at AX. Like how we have Bruno at United, he was the one who's actually doing all of that, and then to
I think
come
him
suddenly,
and Ziyech were pretty good in that Ajax team. They were.
right, right.
So it's kind of shocking in a way that he doesn't get the chances. But then
No, so we,
again,
we are not even asking, we are not even expecting him to, straight away challenge Pogba. We just want him to play few more minutes. He's
Yeah,
hardly played any minutes. He's not even played 3 matches worth of game time, if I'm not wrong, in the Premier League. That is
yeah.
shocking.
That's a difficult start for us to digest because I felt he's a much better player than just someone who can sit on the bench. We got Shivam back again. I think Shivam faced some kind of a
Yeah,
internet
man.
issue. This is what happens in India, guys. We,
Yes,
we
man.
face a lot of internet issues too.
Like
Uh,
every 20-25 minutes, it's happening for 1 minute. The internet is going down.
Man, I feel so bored because I was so looking forward to changing the details on the ticker every now and then if we score. But yeah, unfortunately, we are not scoring. The ticker still showing 0-0. It's minute 65. Uh, what substitution do you expect to come on first, guys?
It's 65th minute and still Ole hasn't shown any intention of bringing in a
Yeah, I
substitution.
mean, like what Burnley is doing, we should be the one doing this, dude. They are in
Yeah,
a good
Burnley
form. They
made
have
an
won three
substitution
of their last
already.
5 matches. They are back to not being relegated now. They will survive. That is the vibe I'm getting
Yeah,
of them. They are not in
Yeah, yeah,
desperate
they'll
position at
survive.
all.
Any,
We need to win this game anyhow in bold letters, dude. We need to win this game if you have any chance to winning the title. And yet,
I
there's
feel
no urgency from his side.
I feel with Burnley, I have to credit Sean Dash for one thing. I think at the end of last season they were in turmoil, financial turmoil, as well as there were a lot of players who left on free, which I think Sean Dash wanted to stay because of the
no,
financial issues.
now
Uh,
Burnley has new owners. Like recently,
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
the owners have changed.
yes, yes. Recently, Burnley also have been taken over, and I feel
Yes,
the previous management of Burnley. I know Sean Dash is the manager, but the higher management should be given credit for sticking with Sean Dash after they got relegated.
yes.
I felt that in itself, I felt was a masterstroke because I think Dice has brought them where they are right now, to be honest. And
Yeah, and with
his,
Sheffield and Burnley, I think from what I hear, and I've been hearing from a lot of
Even
people, that they won't get sacked even if both the teams get relegated.
yes,
Burnley or Sheffield,
Chris
so I
Wilder
hear it as
won't
well.
get sacked.
Yeah,
Even with Bournemouth, they didn't want to sack Eddie
anyhow,
Howe. He
he left,
he left
left.
voluntarily.
I feel with Eddie Howe, it was like a fairy tale that finally came to an end. But I feel he's someone who could definitely be looked upon by some Premier League team. Like
Yeah,
now,
yeah, he can manage
I
clubs
felt,
like Everton,
that'll
West
happen.
Ham,
I
That will
felt
happen.
someone
That will
like
happen.
I felt someone like a West Brom also could have gone for him instead of Allardyce because I felt Allardyce becomes like I know he is more guaranteed Premier League survival kind of manager, but I don't think West Brom are the kind of team who want to sit back and defend. I feel they've got players who are good on the ball. They're just not probably good enough to keep scoring goals, keep scoring a lot of goals. But I feel Eddie Howe would have improved them as players anyway. So
I think
that
if
would
Eddie Howe is coming into management, like in this season, then he kind of manages clubs like Wolves, West Ham, a bit more attacking team, like not like West Brom, like even with who was the Slaven Bilic, the manager, they weren't
yeah,
that attacking. So I mean, Eddie Howe is an attacking manager. He
yeah,
loves to sit back and then counter attack.
yeah,
The only manager I can think of will probably get sacked. Trust me, we see a lot of sackings every season. This season, I don't see that happening. The only manager I can
Yeah,
see getting sacked is Steve Parker at Fulham. The Scott Parker at Fulham. Sorry,
I
and that
Scott
personally
is
Parker.
where you could see
I
someone
don't
getting
think
it.
Parker will be sacked. I personally feel Lampard is the only one I can see getting sacked. The only
Yes,
reason
I,
is
even
I
I
hope
can
I
see
hope that happens. So even though I don't feel that will happen, I hope that happens.
Abramovich is like,
Paul Pogba was brought down
I
in
don't think there
the
was a pen
penalty
anyway.
box.
Wasn't a pen
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
I felt. But yeah, I think talking about Lampard, I feel nothing against him, but it's just that Abramovich is so rash with his decisions, and I won't say exactly rash either. I think he's given Lampard enough time. He's given Lampard the
Yes,
money as and I think one
but
thing that they definitely want Lampard to change is the inconsistency. I felt when you spend the amount of money that you did in the summer, especially on a player like Timo Werner, I feel Liverpool were lucky to get out of that deal. I genuinely felt that
yeah,
they took a smart decision not taking that deal because anyway, 50 million is a lot of money, and Werner. I know this is a cliche that you need Premier League proven players, but there are players who genuinely are successful in the Premier League and some are not. Werner for Germany also was not very appealing. Being a Germany fan myself, I don't think I've seen a good striker like Miroslav Klose in German national team again after that. So
Absolutely, 100%.
that's that's again a lot of talk about Werner. I still feel Werner's not a striker. I think he's one of those who who would have done well in the Bundesliga as a striker, but doesn't necessarily suit all the attributes of the Premier League. So in that sense, Liverpool got out of jail in that, and it worked well for them.
But
But Lampard definitely looks like the one who might get the sack if someone is going to get the sack because of the amount of money that they've spent on him signing
But then
players.
I also feel that considering all the signings came in this season, all Silva, Beat, Chilwell, all of these guys, I feel that if he gets top four, I think he'll survive. I think
I don't
top
think
four
the
will
plan
be
was to top when
that
they
is the
signed so
goal.
many, because I felt when they signed so many players, they instantly became title contenders. Whether they hoped or not. I think at the start of the season, and probably even after the victory which they had against Leeds, where everybody were in awe of Chelsea because they were able to outrun Leeds. Everybody just thought that okay, this is the game that Chelsea have announced themselves finally as title contenders, but it didn't happen for them. And Pogba scored. Pogba scored.
Papa scored, bro.
okay. I'm going to
Only,
wait until VAR uncle decides to.
bro, that's a clear goal. No chance, bro.
Oh man,
Thank.
if VAR
I
denies this
guess
one,
there might
I'm
be
going to
offside.
laugh.
What?
Yeah,
यार
even
मैं
I
तो
feel
ऐसे
there might
तुक्का मार के बोला मैं तो.
भाई अभी
yeah.
बस देख रहे हैं उसमें क्या है चेक कर रहे हैं
क्या
Uh,
बोल रहे हो यार?
Please, Rashi, don't be offside. Rashi, don't be. Rashi is not offside. Yeah, it's a
no
goal.
no
It's a
no
goal.
no, no it's a goal man it's a goal
It's a
Thank
goal.
goodness. What a goal, bro.
what a
What a
goal
goal.
man what a goal
This is
What a
very
goal.
similar to
what
his World Cup winning goal. Like not exactly same, but the
Not
kind of
exactly,
position.
but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I feel
but
it was,
that there was a deflection huh? It wasn't
but
clear cut
but I think it was Matty Lawton, right? Lawton got a deflection. I think it was. I
Hmm.
think Pogba did this very well to get that strike away. Also, I feel that Lawton was in a position where oh, that's a new celebration from Pogba.
yeah
I
yeah
quite need to look up.
what
That's
is that bro
God knows what is that. And I know this is not the end result of the game, but
no I guess it
you like,
is
but yeah, there are still 20 minutes, right? So you have to be watchful. But just a little happiness for all of us who are watching and who will be watching later and who are here right now.
yes
This is the Premier League table as it stands. United are 3 points clear of Liverpool.
I'm taking
So
a screenshot of this so that I can just keep it if things.
don't worry, man. This video is available on YouTube for life as long as YouTube the channel is available for life. I have this photo with me too. So don't worry about that
now
either.
that Liverpool game becomes really big we go 6 points clear of
Yeah,
them if we win that match
yeah.
Exactly, and that is
But you
where
know
you'll
what?
be like, okay, dude, we need to
Sure.
win this game.
Let's be a little realistic also at the same time because I feel a lot of United fans are just taking this game as if United Liverpool is going to be like any other game, a one-off. I feel Liverpool at Anfield are an absolute monster. Whether
I
they be fans, whether not be fans, it doesn't matter. Their home record is an absolute. I think it's what our home record should be. I feel that's how good they have been.
but
Um,
I feel it's like destiny that Manchester United will break that record. I
it
just
is
feel
just
that it's
It,
gonna
it's like
happen.
how we broke the Invincibles record. We are the
Yeah,
ones who
yeah,
do all of
that
this.
is the thing.
it's it's
I
it's
might
just
not be
something about
correct.
it, right?
I just wish that it happens.
Yeah, and I finally got a little bit of job to do right now because I hoped that this guys would give me that, but yeah, I finally changed the ticker as well. United now
You
lead
can you
one
can
nil.
also put the goal scorer thingy there, no? Bracket में डाल के.
I could put it at the end of the game. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Also,
They're
also there
still
is
deciding
one team.
on they're still
Also there
deciding on
is
the
one.
yeah
Hmm. बोलना बोलना.
they're still deciding on the credit of the goal as well because
Yeah,
Lawton got a deflection.
No,
So
it should
don't
be
worry.
Pogba only because they just check
yeah,
whether
it's a Pogba
the
goal.
angle is on the
It's
goal or
Pogba
not.
goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would make a lot more sense
Also, there
for
is
the
one
team.
team Also,
Yeah,
there is one team which no one is right now considering in the title race. That is Manchester City. They have
yeah,
two games in
yeah,
hand, and I guess they have the best squad in the Premier League. Not even Liverpool has that play has that squad. They have
yeah.
like 22 players who can play each game. They have a great replacement like for left back, right back. If
Yeah,
a
absolutely.
player
And
like
Liverpool don't have a great squad, dude. It is just they play really well. I mean, they played with Henderson and Fabinho, and they did well. City
Yeah.
they have
have
the best
defenders
11,
who
they have
have
the best
defenders
11.
on defenders. Exactly.
Man City have the best 11, the best B squad, the best C squad that could exist in the Premier League.
A
Just want
player
to
Exactly.
like
give out
Walker
a
is
few.
not getting into the team now.
Just
I
want to
hate.
get
I
out a
hate.
few stats of this game, which are crazy because we have
Hmm.
had 11 shots compared to Burnley 6. Burnley haven't had a shot on target, and we have had 6 shots on target.
Wow.
Um, we have had 83% passing accuracy, which I feel is pretty good. One good stat which I like, crossing accuracy of 30%. I know it doesn't seem a huge heck, but then considering that we have been in the sevens and eights, where 30% is pretty good, especially against the likes of Benmi and Tarkowski, who are pretty good in the air. I hope it's Tarkowski in the defense. I would
Even
really like.
that means
Yeah,
Cavani is getting into some kind of positions. All the players are,
yes,
that they are receiving the passes because when Marshall
exactly.
is there, he doesn't get into that kind of positions.
Yeah, and the most active United position right now is Wan Bissaka. So that's really good to see that Wan Bissaka is contributing in an offensive end.
What do you
Uh,
mean when you say active position?
it's the
He's
heat map that is generated. The most active heat map has been generated in Wan Bissaka's position by
Okay.
United player.
Yeah.
The average positions of United players, the most forward player is Rashford, then Cavani and Martial. Luke Shaw has actually had a more higher average position
Bruno.
Wan Bissaka, not Bruno.
Acha.
And the most furthest back player, interestingly, is Eric Bailly, where I feel it should be Harry Maguire because Maguire
No,
don't
no,
have the pace.
Harry Maguire is going up. He was going up to
Yeah,
five
yeah.
and all.
He's like
I
the
saw
captain.
that.
I'm like, dude, I'm going to go up. I always see that
Uh,
man. He's always
Yeah.
crossing the center line and playing Aage.
Yeah, but I feel that is one aspect of the game that opponents can actually exploit because he doesn't have the pace. I think that's what Bergwijn did to us at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Oh my God, that
1-1
was a
match.
terrible,
1-1 match.
terrible, terrible goal to concede.
But I
Yeah,
think that was Daya's mistake. Not we should not
I
blame Maguire for
I
it.
feel I feel it was everybody's mistake. I feel it was
Everybody
everybody's
included.
mistake
Exactly.
But
to
bro,
allow
that was
Bergwijn.
I mean, a very
That was
easy
terrible.
save. Not very easy, but some
I think
kind of
like
save that.
I think at that time De Gea wasn't in his best of confidence either. There
Hmm.
were people right on top of him because Henderson was playing well at Sheffield that he should replace Henderson. Sorry, Henderson should replace him rather. There was obviously Roy Keane that was going all crazy about him that he could have caught the balls which De Gea flicked him away. But I think De Gea has done well. I think to De Gea's credit, I feel at the start of this season he's been massive. Um,
Yeah,
he,
he's playing well
he
this season.
hasn't been prime Dehya yet. I think also
Even
big reason for him
Henderson
not
has
being
performed really well this season.
What do you
Like
all
one
what do you all
mistake he
think
made,
about
just
Henderson?
Sheffield
I mean,
United.
he probably
I
knows that he's going to be number two for quite some time. Do you think he'll stick on, or he'll want to move out?
I don't
I
think so for quite a some time. Like I guess next season would be Daya's last season. I personally feel that the next season
I still
What
feel
is
that
his
Dehya has
age?
got 4 or 5 seasons in him. I
Exactly.
feel
I
for
agree.
Manchester United. I
Yeah,
don't think
yeah.
so for Manchester.
I
I'll
feel
probably
the only difference with De Gea, which I feel would be his distribution. And the way the game is evolving, De Gea's distribution needs to improve. And that is one of the reasons why I don't see him going beyond 2 more years. But I feel he has got 5 more years as a goalkeeper, as a top class goalkeeper left in him. There is no doubt about that, in my mind at least. Um, so
Rashford
uh,
going in, bro.
I think he's got crowded out there, so that's a
Yeah,
little
he's got
unfortunate.
crowded.
so
I think he
guess
was.
so Everton has scored a second goal. So it seems like ex players from big teams scoring for them. So it was Arsenal player. Next now it is our ex player who has scored, Michael Keane.
Who?
So it
Michael
So
seems
Keane.
like like our
so
ex
yeah,
players.
You asked
He's not
about
a ex-player. He's also academy graduate.
Yeah, he's
he's
like
a academy
our guy.
captain. He was 23's captain at one point of time as well.
He's
Even we
someone we
wanted
should
him.
have kept. He's someone we
We
should have kept.
wanted him back.
Yes, we
We
wanted it,
wanted him back for
but
50 or 40 millions, I guess.
we got Lindelof instead of him.
Yeah.
And replying to your
Who's
question,
the
I feel
better player?
Henderson. Oh, I will answer that question next, but I think the first one from Shubham, because I feel Henderson would stick on. Couple of reasons being especially one of them that David De Gea's distribution is a worry, which Henderson seems slightly better.
Mm.
Secondly, one of the reasons that will De Gea will find it difficult is because of Nathan Bishop, the guy who signed a new contract today or yesterday, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know.
Yeah,
But
yesterday.
he's been playing really well. He will definitely be third choice keeper going forward. From probably from this season as well, but probably next season too. Nathan Bishop probably becomes third choice goalkeeper, and then he puts real pressure on Henderson. Henderson in turn puts it on De Gea. So goalkeeping position looks strong. If one of the Hendersons or Bishops is going to is going to go out on loan, it's definitely going to be Bishop and not Henderson. I think United
Yeah.
have found an end to the Henderson loan era.
Yeah,
I think
because
they've
even Romero seems like he'll leave. Joel Pereira also, I think he'll go on a loan or maybe be sold off. Lee Grant is more like a
Joel
goalkeeping coach than
Pereira's
a player.
career is loan.
yeah,
His
I think
whole career is gonna be loan.
his Man United career is definitely done for me.
Mm.
To answer your question, Shivam, I felt Lindelof's better. The reason being that, again, this is a common man's opinion sitting in India, so let's not go too deep into that. But what I feel is Lindelof offers you more intelligence. He's not the quickest, but he's more intelligent than Michael Keane. Michael Keane tends to get into very uncomfortable positions.
Hmm.
Michael Keane is not as good with the ball as I think again Michael Keane is pretty one-dimensional like Maguire with the ball where
Maguire, yeah.
Maguire actually looks to put it to a left back. I feel Michael Keane does pretty much the same. And another thing that Lindelof offers you, he's a good set piece taker, Lindelof, which people haven't really used him for. He's not supposed to take set pieces either,
That
as
I
some.
didn't know.
But
This I
he
didn't
scored he scored quite a few free kicks in his time with Benfica, direct free
know.
kicks,
Nice.
and he's done pretty well at those. I think that was
For
one of the
how
things.
much was he bought for? 40 million something, na?
He
42
was
or
bought
40
for
million.
32. He's got 32 million from what I remember.
So Eric Bailey was more expensive. Like
Eric
he
Bailly was
was
30.
38.
Yeah, Eric Bailly was
38.
30. Yeah, yeah, okay. If you convert into euros, yeah, it was 38 something, and Lindelof was around 32. But yeah, Bailly was expensive, and I can understand why Bailly was expensive because
Yeah,
Villarreal
yeah.
really, and
Hey,
that was a
damn
tough one.
man. Marshall
That was a
was,
tough
yeah.
one. And again, credits to Ben Mee because I feel Ben Mee and Tarkowski, both of them, they're fantastic centre backs. They go unnoticed totally. I feel Tarkowski is was one of the players who was touted to be the next Liverpool centre back at one point of time. Before they had Van Dijk, obviously. I think after that he faced an injury and then there was a slight dip in his career. But then I think he still offers a lot of solidity in defense. And Ben Mee, I think he's a Man City fan, if I'm not sure. But I think he's done
Yeah,
well today as well. Um,
Bentley, if you put in an all-time 11 for Burnley, he'll be there. He'll be there in the center of defense.
yeah,
You know, he
he
has
will
played over
definitely.
300 games for them. He's a proper legend of Burnley now.
Even the goalkeeper is really good. Nick Pope. He's now England number two, I guess. Number two
He's
or
number
number three.
he's number two behind
Because
Pickford. I
Yeah.
think
Dean
He
Henderson is
deserves
also been considered by England
deserves
now. So
deserves to be number one. Henderson deserves to be number two, according to me. Pickford should be three, but then
but
I think Pickford is
it's
maybe
opposite. Pickford is one.
yeah.
I think for an English goalkeeper, it's not like they don't have goalkeepers anymore. They have very good goalkeepers now.
They
So
also
I
have
think
McCarthy at Southampton.
Yeah,
Alex
Alex
McCarthy,
McCarthy.
Alex McCarthy is quite impressive. I feel also Vicente Guaita is pretty impressive with his saves. They also go unnoticed because again Palace defend deep and he has to make a lot of saves every day. And I remember having this chat. I think with one of the channels named Gol Gappe, which is also one of my childhood friend who was the owner of that channel. I remember talking about the Spanish national team position When there was a time that Kepa and De Gea were in absolutely abysmal form, and I felt that Guaita could be one of those players who could replace either one of those two and do well
And
as a
Spain have had goalkeepers like Casillas and Valdes and Pepe Reina, all of these,
No, no.
massive
Even
quality in their
Germany
goal.
has some great goalkeepers right now as well because Neuer is there, then Ter Stegen is there. Even Leno is quite good.
Leno is
He
pretty good.
yeah.
Because of
Len-
Arsenal, he doesn't get much credit, but he's actually pretty good.
yeah, I think with Leno, another thing is that he is a short stopper primarily. He's not that good on the ball as he is a short stopper.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So,
Hmm.
guys, it's 84, 85 minutes, no subs yet. What do you think is going through Ole's
No,
mind?
no.
Because
He made a sub. He made a sub.
yeah, there's
Greenwood
only
is
one.
on for
Yeah, Greenwood's on. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, Greenwood's on for Rashford. It's only one sub. So it looks like basically our midfield is going to play the entirety of the game. It
that
would
was
make
a
sense
great shot.
I wouldn't
that
be surprised if he does the, Donny Van Beek embarrassing treatment and gets him on for the last 2 minutes.
That is very wrong. What that this Ole does, like bringing him on for 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Don't
Yeah,
bring
there
him
seems to
on.
be an agenda prop. मेरे को लगता है पक्का वैंडरसार एंड ओले का कुछ लफड़ा था पहले एंड he's just taking revenge on the poor kid now. I
no,
personally feel
I personally feel there were a couple of reasons which I felt, as I explained before. I feel those are the only valid reasons that I can think of why Ole is not playing Van de Beek. One is he's not good with long balls. Secondly, Van de Beek is not yet physical, especially in a game like Burnley. You look at Matic, Pogba, and the way they are fighting those physical battles in midfield. I feel Van de
So
Beek.
I just hope that has been communicated to him, because if that hasn't been communicated to him, then we'll see Tata bye bye very soon of him.
Yeah, I think
No,
this reminds me.
it's his agents making noise. He's not making noise. Donny Van de Beek. It's the
I don't think
agent, not him.
I don't think players ever make noise. I feel these days it's more the agents who make the noise.
The
Yeah,
best agent
Pogba,
in the world,
Pogba,
Paul
Pogba.
Pogba's
I
agent.
think I don't remember which match it was. He was the man of the match, and he was talking so positively of how he wants to contribute to United and play for. And then you see Mino coming and doing his shit all over again.
And then we lost the match next day, knocked out
Yeah,
of the Champions League.
yeah. I think that was it was another moment which I don't think
Mino
anybody wants
Raiola makes George Mendes look like a saint.
Who's the agent of
Considering
Bruno Fernandes? Any
to.
idea?
Bruno Fernandes's agent, I guess, is Jorge Mendes. So we
So
don't have to worry.
he's not a well-known agent like a
No, no.
Mino Raiola.
Jorge Mendes is the biggest agent in Portugal. Uh,
Hmm.
he's also Cristiano Ronaldo's agent, if I'm not wrong.
yeah, he is Ronaldo's agent.
Hmm.
Uh,
George Mendes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's Jorge in their language, unfortunately.
No, no,
But
I know George.
he's
I thought,
bigger than
yeah,
Mino
yeah,
Raiola
yeah,
also.
yeah.
It's just that Mino
yeah,
Raiola does a lot of noise. That is the only
Yeah, he's
problem.
bigger than Mino Raiola. Like
Mino Raiola,
comparative.
Mino Raiola is an individual entity, whereas Jorge Mendes is a proper company. Obviously, it runs by his own name, but I think it's him and there's Pro 11, which is another company. Those are the two biggest agents in Portugal. One of them, I had the opportunity of meeting Diogo Dalot's agent last year. Yeah, we just survived a used car. Vidras had two
Uh,
really good chances, two
You met
massive
him
chances.
where,
I
like
remember Vidra
virtually or
scoring a
for
goal
real?
against Manchester City, 1-1 to make it 1-1.
VAR is checking a handball by Maguire.
You met Dalo's agent virtually or in real?
No, no, no. I met him in real. There is no handball, so now I can talk
No
about this.
handball.
So I met this after his move to United, a couple of years after his move. I think at the start of last season, wherein he was talking very positively how Dallo wants to be an influence at Man United. So from there, how Dallo's career has taken a U-turn to not being in the favor of Ole has been really interesting. I genuinely feel Diogo Dallo makes up for a very good backup right back. Definitely,
Yeah,
he
right.
doesn't start ahead of Wan Bissaka because Dallo
Yeah, and
offers you.
the fact that he did not go to some random club in France and went for the league leaders in Italy, one of the
Yeah,
greatest clubs of all time. shows that
Yeah,
he's genuine quality. He's not some random player who just came in. He's not the
yeah,
Varela guy that Moyes had signed. He's genuine
yeah.
So
quality.
that,
And
see,
so
firstly,
Fernandez has
that
been
is the
taken off
problem.
for McTominay. Fernandez has been taken off for McTominay as we speak. It's one change that I think all of us predicted at the start of the game that if
Yeah,
United will be
like
in this position,
we were talking about Dallo. Like if he had not moved to AC Milan, then I would I would have been 100% sure that he would come back. The move he has made to AC Milan, that makes me like, acha, if he gets a like a good number of games, if he starts winning and all, he'll definitely ask for a transfer request to AC Milan. So that is
yeah.
the reason I
Yeah,
chose Max.
we might win a title, not win a title. AC Milan, if they win a title, and he's playing regularly, why would he even want to come
Yeah,
back? AC
Why
Milan
would he
not
even
staying
want to come
up.
back?
Yeah, he'll be more than happy
And
staying there.
And the good thing about the current AC Milan team is that they have a lot of young players who are doing well
Exactly.
around Ibrahimovic. So that's one thing that's working. So guys, last 5 minutes. I'm hoping 5 minutes because there will be 5 minutes stoppage time. I don't know how many minutes they're going to add on. I have gotten so nervous right now. I didn't realize my cup was full of water. I just rolled it over and all the water just fell on my table, which is going to be a little bit of a mess to clean up at the end of this.
this is gonna
So
be
it's nervous 90s, as you know people used to talk about a lot of cricketers in India. It's nervous 90s in that sense for us. Last 4 minutes, so we'll be keeping a keen eye on that as Eric Bailly clears, and then McTominay clears, and then Luke Shaw clears, and then Pogba looks to clear. Everybody's looking to clear right now, but it's I think the referee
head.
stopped. Yeah, referee stopped it for the head collision.
Is it Eric Bailey?
It is Eric Bailly and it is James Tarkowski was also down, I feel.
Damn, bro.
It's Bailly and still trying to figure it out. I think one of them is Shaw, one of them is Ben Mee. Um,
And it's mishit by Tarkovsky. Headed up in the air. Ben Mee goes down. Aerial collision. And the referee had stopped playing, rightly so, because there are two players
yeah,
down here.
I think I think the excitement in the comms was pretty evident because I felt they had a genuine chance of scoring there. They should have scored Burnley, to be honest. They got themselves in a pretty decent situation to possibly score. Um,
Yeah, Shaw and me, who are down, but
if
Tarkovsky
we, if we could just listen to the
At
comms
least,
for a couple of seconds to
at least we
understand what.
can mock Liverpool for 5 days, man.
Man, let's just end this 4 minutes first. I think Matic is having a pretty decent conversation with Tarkowski, which Tarkowski definitely hasn't enjoyed. it,
But this
it
favors us more, I feel, 2-3 minutes इसमें जाएंगे and then the referee will be under pressure to, more or less finish the game, in just one or
अरे
two more.
शुभम, I wanted to give you a point.
Hmm.
Arsenal के बारे में, Arsenal fans were talking about that they are just 10 points behind us. They can catch
Hmm.
us up.
Hmm. Hmm.
इसके बारे में क्या बोलना है?
I was
uh,
making this joke when they
that,
were 16,
that's
17
the
that, Arsenal will win a title before us. You all will win a title in the championship before us, because we'll take time to win something.
man. This is the best way to kill any kind of nervousness. Just talk and mock Arsenal for a couple of minutes, and
That is
then
what I do. That is what I do.
I. But so I think McNeil has been slightly missing in this game in a way. I felt he might have come on in the
Did he
second half.
start the match? Did he start the
Uh,
match? No, no.
no. McNeil didn't start the game, but I feel even after he's come on, he's been slightly missing in the game. It was Goodmanson who started with Brady. Obviously, Brady got replaced, and then McNeil came in. I feel McNeil and Brady make a pretty decent combination. Goodmanson sometimes just lacks that little. I think that little bit of creativity. And can Martial finish this? He can't finish
No,
it.
man, he can't.
Uh,
That was a clear-cut chance.
I think he could have taken he could have taken his time with
One
the
one.
ball. He could have controlled it. He could have controlled it and he could have taken it on, man. He doesn't have to take it on first time, and that this is another reason why I feel he's not a centre forward.
He's
I
not a
don't think he
centre forward, and that's one reason why he'll not probably be one of the
Right now,
main players for
Cavani is
transfers.
playing at the left wing.
Man, Martial should have genuinely
Any
scored.
other player would have finished this. Rashford, Cavani, Greenwood, any other player
Bruno,
could have finished. Yeah,
Bruno also.
absolutely. It's just
Man,
Marshall or someone.
Bruno would have
I
smashed it in the corner for sure. So for the Pogba goal, it's Rashford who has the assist, not
yeah,
Bruno, right?
yeah. It was
Oh,
Rashford.
yeah.
Shit,
Oh, I think
thank God I didn't make him the captain. Son को captain बनाया हूँ, so at least saving on that.
I made
man,
Bruno the captain, bro. My chance is gone now.
I think you would be more happy being 3 points up in the
Yeah,
league
yeah.
table than that. So,
Definitely, bro.
but I
No,
think yes, I
but
think
I had Rashford in the team as well, so
yeah.
it he covered it up.
I don't even know what my FPL team is anymore. But yeah,
Yeah,
I think
you're
I
in the
watched.
relegation position, bro. You're
I don't.
gonna relegate.
I just don't care about it anymore. The I think I watched that Martial chance for like 3 4 times they're showing on a live broadcast here in India. I felt Martial should have scored, man. Like I just can't wait for Kushagra to come on here because Kushagra is a huge fan of Martial, and I feel he also kind of felt when we talked last time out that Martial probably isn't United's centre forward option for two reasons. One, that Martial doesn't genuinely look like a centre forward. Waiters put in the
Thanks,
stamps,
thanks, thanks, bro. 27 withdraw. Thanks.
and
What
also
a shot,
secondly,
man.
Martial doesn't get the kind of service that he likes. But yeah, I think we are minutes away from being confirmed as top of the league, and Pogba's excitement kind of
Look
sums
at
it up.
Pogba, man.
तो कुछ वीडियो बना के रखे हो क्या मतलब last time when we were top of the league.
Man, I don't remember the last time we were top of the league in that sense.
Exactly, that is the thing. We probably
Matic, Matic has
oh
also gone down with a cramp now. Oh my God, there are
yeah
so many
every,
players.
even David Dia will go down with a cramp. They cramp.
I feel at one point even Ole will step onto the pitch and go down with a cramp. But he is smiling, Pogba smiling. So Shubham, um, I don't want to get you and your final opinion on the game yet. But
Hmm.
do you think this was a fair result?
On the balance of play, probably yeah. Had it been 2-0 or 3-0, I would have been like, okay, dude, Burnley do deserve something out of it. But
Yeah,
considering our passing stats are way better than them, we possession the passing of it, the number of shots on target, all of the stats you mentioned as well. One
yeah.
zero, I feel, is a fair result at the end of the day.
I felt one thing that United definitely showed in the game was the desire to win it in the second half, not necessarily in the first half. I felt in the first half
Absolutely.
they were very passive. Until United got that goal, they showed that they wanted to score that goal. I feel that passion itself got them over the line.
Yeah,
Um,
even the shot that Pogba took, that was a shot
yeah,
of intent that, dude, I will shoot it no matter what and then see what happens. He was
exactly.
not shying away from that shot.
Exactly. I feel that he genuinely wanted to score on that one.
Exactly.
Shivam's back live with us.
And I'm really
Shivam,
happy for Pogba. He gets a lot of hate, and I'm really happy that he'll be the match winner for this huge match.
yeah, man. I mean, the last two match winners in 1-0 victories are Pogba and Rashford. Uh, and it's the referee is not yet blown. It's 98 minutes
I
almost. It's 4 minutes
honestly,
above the.
Pogba's game has gone up a bit after that agent's comment.
Yeah,
Okay, so we are top of the table.
we are top of the league. We're top of the league. Even though
Liverpool,
we go to Anfield, let's
Liverpool fans को थोड़ा what is the scene with the goal difference? Like, even if we lose the game,
We don't talk
no.
about it.
We
We
don't talk
don't talk
about goal
about it.
difference. We're not in that comfort zone. But yes, we are top of the league, and we have to remind Liverpool fans of that.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
showed at
I'll
Anfield, and
will
let's
do, will
and,
do.
and let's start with sharing the good news right on screen. So United are in fact top of the league. They are 3 points ahead of Liverpool, who are at 33 points. Liverpool do have a much better goal difference, which will come into account when we go to Anfield. About Burnley still stay on 16 points. They are 5 points above the relegation zone, so they still are in a comfortable situation. Sheffield United did win their game, so they move from 2 points to 5 points. So that's a massive one for them. But yes, United have sealed the top of the league. As for the goal difference answer, boys, United's goal difference is 10, Liverpool's is 16. United's goal difference is the same as Leicester, which is 10. The
Okay,
second
so
best goal.
we'll beat Liverpool 6-0. Don't worry.
No, we don't need to beat them 6-0. We just need to beat them 3-0, and then yeah, we'll be back to the same GD.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. We just need to beat them with a couple of goals and we should be fine.
And dude,
So,
Marshall, I still remember his debut match, against Liverpool. I
uh,
mean, that could be his, resurgence probably. Really hope so.
that would be. And how fitting was it in a way? I felt that Pogba got the goal because, yes, I think you guys rightly talked about it that he gets a lot of hatred for what his agent says. And I personally feel if Pogba goes up and says that it isn't something which I told my agent to say, it's my agent who said it himself. I still feel Pogba's responsible. But the kind of performances he has been putting over the last, I think, 2 or 3 weeks, that Aston Villa game was another game which I felt Pogba did pretty well. This game, Pogba has done extremely well. And again, we have won this game. Everton have won the game, which is going on
Back to
simultaneously
one.
as well, with 2 goals to 1.
Look
But
at the
we are,
points table.
man, the points table is as beautiful as it has looked in a while. 3 points ahead of Liverpool. We have got 11 wins in 17 games,
Like
which
like Shubham,
is
he mocks Arsenal. I mock Chelsea. So that position is really nice. Ninth.
man.
But
But
I'm going to put out stories and I'm going to spam every grouप मतलब जीते नहीं जीते भाई अभी तो ग्लोरी मोमेंट है अभी हम लोग को देने दो भाई
हाँ
बहुत
भाई,
आठ
5
साल
दिन
वेट
तो
कर लिया
रहेगा,
यार
5 दिन तो पक्का
आठ
ही
साल
रहेगा।
वेट किए भाई 8 साल हम लोग 6 टाइटल जीत जाते थे अभी 8 साल वेट किए जस्ट टू गेट ऑन टॉप ऑफ टेबल
so
Definitely.
Anurag's joining us in a couple of seconds. Here he is. Anurag, we're top of the league. We're top of the league, man. How do you feel right now?
Bro, my club. You are
Uh,
a Manchester
the,
City fan, bro. Get out.
yeah
uh,
you need to wear something else and come
Man,
it
you
has some other different things don't fucking feel like doing. One of the things I don't feel like doing is not partying today. My goodness, what a win, bro! What a win! That's what I said in the comments earlier, didn't I? Like, these are the games that win you titles because Burnley were fantastic. Let's give credit where it's due. They are fantastic aerially, and so it's one of those days for Burnley where everything they're putting in the air, they're winning those headers. They're absolutely solid in that regard. I think these are the wins that I enjoy the most when the opposition actually in many areas played better than us, but we
yeah
still won it because we have the quality. And these are the games that are even more satisfying. The Wolves game was one such. This was one
yeah.
such. These are the very, very tough games that you really have to get ticked if you want to go all the way. I absolutely loved it, man.
Anurag, Pogba's goal. What do you make of the goal? You
Fabulous.
like that?
Oh goodness, just the
Great technique.
intelligence, the footballing intelligence of Marcus Rashford. Uh, sometimes the fans
Yeah.
get so deluded, and sometimes they compare Rashford to some other wingers in our club, which I don't want to mention. But Marcus Rashford is footballing intelligence. When he has space, immediately looks up. He's scanning 700 different positions for where he could
Yeah,
put the ball in. Sometimes he
yeah,
overthinks. बोलते हैं ना Rohit Sharma has like 3 or 4 shots for every ball. That's why he gets
yeah,
confused as to what to play. Rashford is one of those players right now. He will figure it
yeah.
out soon. But he picked the exact right pass, and Paul Pogba, man, that's what we were talking about at halftime. Pogba has to step up. He freaking did. Fabulous
Yeah.
stuff.
And Anurag, what about that chance with Marshall, Mr. D? And I know Kushaga is going to join in a while, and I mean to pester him with this question. But that was a heart attack moment for me. I felt
Yeah.
like this is the moment it goes to 1-1. But he should have scored, right?
He should have, and it's like we had fortune on our side today because Burnley did have some decent chances in the last 10
I
15 minutes. They were
I,
scary, man. They
I
were
guess
scary.
they didn't have a shot on target.
That is because of their incapability, but they were like, वो shot on target भी किधर से नहीं हुआ, like almost inside the box, almost like
Yeah,
14 yards from the
yeah,
target area, 14 15 yards. I think that shot, not having a shot on target doesn't really
yeah,
count, I think, here, at least because Burnley did have chances. Those were very clear
yeah,
chances. uh,
yeah. I think Vidra had
But
a couple of really good chances. in the game.
बट हर
Yeah.
मैच की तरह इतने नर्वस नहीं लगा कि आज गोल
Huh.
खाएंगे. It wasn't like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
actually,
did.
Wolves game was very nervous, wasn't it? Aston Villa was
Yeah,
spine chilling. That
Aston
was
Villa
was my
As
goodness.
because
so,
we
guys,
trusted Jack
yeah.
Grealish will score.
So, guys, who do you feel was man of the match today? For me personally, if I had to make a pick,
Matic for me.
yeah, I think yes, Mattis definitely had a really, really good
There you
game.
go. The big man is here.
The big man's here. The big man's here.
Come on, guys. बोला था ना. Oh,
Perfect.
bro, what a half, bro, what a half. I was constantly texting Anurag during the half. The
I,
last I saw of the live was you talking about the technique, Anurag.
Yeah.
So how was
Yeah,
it?
but
What technique? Was it a
I
sarcastic
think
dig?
Pogba's technique.
The Pogba goal.
he
Yeah,
wasn't
man.
talking.
He was unbelievably good. Acha, I get it. It
Yeah,
was sublime, wasn't
I
it?
was watching the live, and that's
Nah,
the
it
last
was
I
sublime.
saw.
What I was telling was Marcus Rashford is one of those, his footballing intelligence is so high. At the point where he received the ball from Bruno, he knew there was space. He looked up, he scanned all possible positions, and he picked up exactly the right man. And I think we can actually say Paul Pogba is the only one who can hit a volley like that in the United team right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd probably put
even Bruno can
Bruno
do,
next to
bro.
him,
Yeah,
Bruno,
but
even
yeah,
Bruno can do.
he's
yeah,
done
and
it a
also,
bit more often. So let's. Who cares?
regardless,
Top of the
तू
who's
table.
क्या
top of the
करता है
league,
फिर
guys?
अपने पास जरूर players है.
Who's
Yes.
top of the effing league?
Not Liverpool.
Look at that Pogba
Not
celebration
Liverpool.
after
Yeah,
that.
so
Yeah,
not
Yeah,
exactly.
Liverpool.
man,
Precisely.
the elaborate handshake with Bai.
yeah. So Pogba's just speaking
अरे
with the media. I'm just gonna turn up the volume and
KD,
let.
I was just telling, we were just talking about our man of the match picks. I said it was Matic. So who's for you?
Uh, Paul Pogba, I don't. It is
Yeah,
very
again,
difficult
the
to.
goal scorer. Yeah, I get it.
It's like it's a sort of 1920 sort of
even
19-20
Van Bissaka was
situation
really
we
good.
call in Hindi.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Van
Even
Bissaka was good.
Van Bissaka was good.
Yeah, but again, my problem is with his delivery in the final third. Couple
So,
of
I
chances, he
do.
just went for
Pogba,
pace.
just a few
Um,
stats about Pogba's game today. Pogba had 103 touches. Pogba had 70
Beautiful.
successful
Nice.
passes.
Yeah,
So
That's
Paul
good.
those are
That's
Pogba is
very
the
good.
man of the
so he
match.
was okay. Another kudos is to Ole Solskjaer's man management. Seriously,
Yeah,
because clearly this guy wants out of the club. Let's not kid ourselves. He wants to get out of the club. The agent doesn't speak out of his own volition. The agent speaks what you tell him or her or whoever the agent is to speak. So clearly he wants to get out of the club, but we can see that Solskjaer has come with some sort of an agreement with Pogba, right? You performed for
yeah,
us this season, something like what Sir Alex got with Cristiano,
Ronaldo.
after the 2008 season, right? So
yeah.
into the I remember, so I know all yeah, I'm pretty sure all of you were like really young, so you
Kids.
won't
Yep.
remember. I
Yeah,
remember the 7-8. I remember the 07-08 season. So guys, the Real Madrid rumor started in 2006 after
Yeah.
the World Cup. After that Wayne Rooney Ronaldo bust up, that is when the Real Madrid rumors properly started. And Ferguson kept a hold of him for 3 years. So that was what Ferguson meant to him. That is why he
Yeah.
didn't go. So, I won't say it's the same with Pogba and Solskjaer, but I would really commend Solskjaer because out of the two managers who managed Solskjaer at Manchester United, he is clearly head and shoulders the better manager to have managed Solskjaer, to manage Pogba.
Oh,
He is
yeah.
clearly head and shoulders better to have managed the entire squad. A better manager suited to the modern player as compared to the guy who's managing Tottenham to their goddamn defeats. But whatever. But yeah, coming back to Manchester United, Ole Solskjaer, props, man, like serious
Good
props.
job. Really.
I don't give a crap whether United win the league or not, but there is no way any of you can tell me that you had expected this last year before Bruno had
No,
been
no.
signed, before all of this had
right.
happened, and you
Good job.
have to stop questioning Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I am not Ole in, Ole out. I
Point.
am more like
Yeah.
Anurag. I'm more of a fence sitter. I was pissed off with him after the Champions League exit, but this is
Yeah.
unbelievable. And we go to Anfield 3 points clear of those pieces of shits, and we will try to get a draw. I know we will try to get a draw, and inshallah we'll get a draw. If we get a draw, bro, fuck you guys, and we're gonna come for the league.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
I
this is
think
exciting kind of
I think we
excitement.
Prathamesh, I think we can fairly say this is the most important Manchester United Liverpool game since 2009, I guess.
Yes.
The
Yes,
you know this
since that Gerard massacre, really.
Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Who cares who won the league that season?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so if that
It
is
doesn't
so
matter. Yeah,
again, have we
yeah,
addressed the fact that we are playing again? We are playing them again in the FA Cup. Have we
yeah.
addressed that
We
fact?
no,
Yeah,
I don't think we
Yeah.
have. Yeah,
the
We
next
and in
match
haven't.
4 days
is
time, I think
23rd.
4 days time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
man.
no,
Like,
6 days,
what a
one
useless
week
game.
exactly.
I know.
Man, but again, okay, so I know it's almost 4 a.m. in the morning here in India, so I'm just gonna ask one last question to all of you guys. Anurag, obviously Liverpool now, big game. What do you
Fantastic.
think? What do you think happens at a centre back pairing? Do you still keep it as Maguire by? Do you change Maguire? Do you hope that that happens? What do you hope? I
The
mean,
No,
Ole
only
won't do it. Ole
the
won't do it.
only reason anyone would have wanted to change that centre back, at least in United setup, would be if Harry Maguire had picked up that yellow card or had Bailey
yellow
picked up
card,
an
huh?
injury. Otherwise, this is the best centre back pairing we have.
He got
I
very
still
close,
don't.
bro. He got very
He
close
was
to
very
getting
close.
that
He was
yellow card. He was.
my
Why was he? Why? I felt like he sort of kicked that guy like that was on the ground. I don't remember the name. Was it Ashley Barnes? Ashley Barnes got subbed. That was
Yeah,
Vidra or something.
Tarkowski,
Like right at the
Vidra
end.
Tarkowski.
Yeah, right at the end. I think the
Yeah, I
commentator
think
also
Tarkowski
mentioned
was also close.
Maguire
Yeah.
needs to be careful. I felt like he kicked the guy. There was so much spice in this game, Anurag. I mean, carry on, sorry.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah,
so,
I
yeah,
totally get that. And throughout the game, these were the 2 points that I was totally thinking. Although we did not get, even before we got that first goal, no yellow card for Maguire, nothing,
yeah,
nothing to Bailey, for God's sake. And I
yes,
think
Even
next
Shaw is
5 दिन
really important.
भाई उनको
Yeah,
highest
agreed.
possible facilities दे दो उनको, just keep them protected. They
क्योंकि
are so important for the Liverpool game. Liverpool Maguire in the through the headers, Bailey with his pace. This is a
yeah,
biggest hope, and I
yeah.
once
don't know
Shaw
what's
Yeah,
got the yellow card, once Shaw
yeah,
got the yellow card, तब से ऐसे ही लग रहा था कि रेड नहीं मिलना चाहिए because Alex Telles in
yeah,
the Liverpool game would have been a disaster because I guess
yeah,
that would have been Salah
Yes,
from that
yeah,
side.
that is my
yeah,
whole
I think
point.
yeah,
Like, also, can the Luke Shaw hit stop, please? Please, please, please,
yeah.
please, please, please,
yeah.
United
Such a
fans,
good
can it
game.
stop, please?
So,
Can
so
you
It
for
took
all
stop?
the
Can you
27
stop
million
commenting?
signing for us to yeah
See all
for
the
all
chubby
realize how
players
good the
win
guy is.
cups. Okay, Rohit Sharma won Mumbai the cup. Luke Shaw will probably win us the cup. Rishabh Pant won us the.
Okay. Shivam, that's my point, right? That's my point. If you actually go and do a BMI evaluation of Luke Shaw, we all do not realize he's 6 feet 1 inches.
yeah,
He
हाँ,
doesn't look
He's
it.
not a small man. He doesn't look like it, but he's 6 feet
Yeah,
1. He's not a small
exactly.
man, and he's
He's
a
not a
big
small
guy.
man.
If you go look at his career headers winning percentage, right? It's incredible for a left back. It's
Yeah,
incredible.
hmm,
So many times in our corners, in our free kicks, we have Luke Shaw as the clearing guy, right? So because he is genuinely a big guy, he has. Do not even tell me about this. I have seen this guy since he signed 2015, right? 2014, 15. So
yeah.
I've seen him
horrible
since
injuries.
then. This is the fittest he's looked.
Best. This is the best
Yeah,
he's
This
looked.
is the fittest he's looked. And he is going
honestly.
ahead, guys. He is putting in good
guys,
crosses. Do
how
not
about
blame him for
this?
the
How does
creativity.
this look?
This is top.
Oh, lovely.
Eh,
Okay.
look at our form as well.
Are we setting ourselves
let's
up for
let's
memes? Is it?
let's make this
Can
slightly
be.
better and bigger. We
Even our
have this.
form is so much better than the other
Yeah.
teams.
So yeah. So guys, just as an information to all the Manchester United fans and all the football fans
And
out
by
there
the
in
way,
the world.
Liverpool have Henderson and Fabinho as the centre back pairing for that game.
Yes.
Oh, is
Also,
it confirmed?
That's what they played in the last Premier League game that I
Is
saw,
is is, is Matip
and
still
I
not
think
back?
it's
Is it?
no, he's
and
not.
Matip's still not back, and also for all Man
Matip
United
and
fans.
Van Dijk, Gomez
Matip,
out.
Van Dijk,
Uh,
Gomez, all of them are out. I think that is the
yes.
only
Yes.
one they can actually put out, which can play into our hands. Which I hope.
Or
You know,
Which
or
game was
the
that
Prathmesh,
game
young
Liverpool played?
I
or the
think I
I
think
Williams.
I
can't
think we
remember,
will
but
be. I think they will play Reese Williams instead. But
Yeah, Reese Williams.
another very positive fact for all Man
Whoever
United
does, I
fans.
think there'll be a slightly weaker centre back pairing for that day. That is for sure.
And Anurag has
We
decided
have
he
to
won't let
exploit it.
he won't let me tell this to the world. But Manchester United men's team and Manchester United women's team are top
Yes,
of
the
their
both tops.
leagues, which is an incredible achievement. And I feel
So,
Casey Stoney has done an absolute maverick of a job with that team, which
Pratmesh,
is
so Ole Solskjaer and Casey Stoney for the knighthood.
Eh,
man,
Where is
So
the
man.
incoming?
by the way, Ole Solskjaer has already received the equivalent of a knighthood from the Norwegian
Yes,
government anyway.
he has that
Yeah.
already from the Norwegian government. Also, I feel if Casey Stoney and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer both were to win the title this season,
Oh
man,
God,
man,
oh God, we are getting clipped up, bro. We are getting clipped up.
we are
Let's
getting
take it
clipped
game
up.
by game.
Let's take it game by game
Yes.
for sure. So one last
Still
question for
top.
all of you. One last question for all of you guys, which I will answer myself first. Is there any change in midfield that you guys want to see in the Liverpool game? I personally do not want to see any changes from this game in the Liverpool game. The reason being, I feel Matic's intelligence is going to be incredibly important in that game, which I feel neither
Oh God.
McTominay or
Uh,
Fred has. Uh,
PP, you're making sense, and that is the problem.
Man, Kushagar is in that kind of mood right now. He just want to roast me. But I am sharp, as they say on the logo.
नहीं नहीं
So,
KD is like he's on a wave. एक second ऊपर एक second नीचे एक
No,
second
bro.
ऊपर एक second.
When he talked about he wants to see the same lineup. I know, even
Yeah,
I
It
do.
won't
But
happen.
yeah.
I know it will be Fred
We
and
won't.
McTominay in the fucking midfield,
Yes.
and
Diamond.
yeah, it's gonna be
Rashford
that
and Cavani.
stupidity, and we're going to because see, Burnley was a game. So I'll okay, whatever little football knowledge I might have, what Ole Solskjaer goes by this is वो टीम देखता है ठीक है टीम देखता है and then he understands the concept कि whether do they dominate possession, do they not dominate possession. If they do not dominate possession,
He
that means
puts a team like
Pogba can
today.
play.
Yeah.
Pogba can play. That means Matic can be the only holding midfielder. It's fine
yeah,
because they are not dominating possession. Oh, they dominate possession. I need to get Lindelof. I need to play a low block. I need to
Hey,
get Lindelof and Maguire. I will rest by is injury prone ना तो उसको बनता है उसको FA कप खिलाएंगे फिर वो खेलेगा वो but by is injury prone so he gets back to the sub bench. Lindelof comes in and Maguire and Lindelof play so both of them cannot run. Let's be very honest. All four of
yeah,
us can run faster than the both of them so they can't run. So they can't run, and so if they can't run, they need to sit like 10 yards right outside the D. And if they're
yeah,
sitting 10 yards
Which
right
affects the
outside the
entire play.
D, your defensive midfield cannot go ahead. That's what happened against City.
yeah,
Your defensive midfield players could not get up to the halfway line. They had to stay back, and that is if you go with Lindelof and Bailly, and if you go with McTominay and Fred, that is what's going to happen again because Fred, for all his fabulous, fantastic, contributions, is still not good enough by himself to run a midfield. And
yeah,
Yeah.
mm,
how much ever you can hate Matic, he has that capability. And
yeah,
He's done that.
commentators also mentioned something about him dropping into the left centre back. I think Pratmesh also mentioned
yes,
this during
yeah,
the
yeah. Even
during the
we
record as
talked
well,
about
right?
it.
So
yeah,
he
Covering up a
dropped
shot.
as
Yeah.
the LCB. If he drops as the LCB, you've got three centre halves, and that means your fullbacks can actually venture
Fullbacks can
forward.
go.
move
So
forward.
you
Yeah,
really need Matic, and then how the hell do you drop Pogba after this game? How? You've got
I
four
feel,
days of rest.
I personally
It will
feel,
be a diamond.
And last point, Pratnesh, you mentioned Henderson and what's the other guy? Henderson
Fabinho.
and
Fabinho.
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 Henderson and Fabinho are going to play centre halves. You
I
genuinely
feel,
think
I
Cavani will
feel
not?
Reece
You
Williams.
genuinely think Cavani will not be able to bully them? I think Cavani will be able to get something out of them. I
You
think
know
if
what?
it's Henderson one-on-one versus Martial, he needs to cut in onto his right and curl one in. Allison is not doing what Pope did today. Not necessarily doing what Pope did today all the time. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
you need to play the same team. I absolutely agree with Pratmesh. You need to play the same team.
So yeah, I think positive vibes from all of us here at Sound of Manchester. Obviously, I would like to thank Mihir and Shubham for joining us. Mihir was there for the
Thanks,
entirety of the
boys.
first half, and Shubham has been there until the end, until he faced a little bit of an internet crisis. Kushaga has been chipping in with his comments, and we chipped in at halftime as well. So did Anurag with his comments, and I think at post match reaction, we couldn't have had a more positive reaction than what all five of us could have given to the world. Definitely something. This is our first watch along. I think we did pretty well. There was a point. There wasn't, in fact, a point in the entire game that we stopped
Kushagra,
talking, which was
Kushagra.
probably, yeah.
Yeah, Shivam.
अरे सॉरी एक बात बोल रहा था like I
बोल
had
भाई.
said कुशाग्र कि I'll make a debut when India wins, but ठीक है इंडिया तो नहीं जीती भाई. मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड और फर्स्ट उस दिन डेब्यू
Bro,
किया है मैंने.
not to diverge here, but yesterday was no nothing less than a win.
Yeah,
Yes bro, but
let's.
Absolutely.
we'll win in Gabba, don't worry bro.
Of course,
Of
and then
course.
proper
Positivity all
TSG.
across.
And then our channel TSD will also do a fantastic upbeat video again. But yeah, this
If
was the
if by any chance I promise from right now to the three people who are watching, I can see if
Anurag,
if
it's 4
if
a.m. in
India
Okay,
is in a
okay.
good
Let
position in
me
the
let
first
me
test,
kind. Let me kind. It's 4:05 a.m.
it's
Just
fine.
Yeah.
just for
It's
context.
great. It's great, and one of them just fell asleep. Yeah, it's fine. See, if India is in a good position, in a winning position, we are going to do a watch along for the last 30-40 minutes of that test match.
Sure
Definitely,
bro,
Yeah,
definitely.
done bro.
It would be great fun.
done.
For all you guys who are wondering what this all fuss is about, this is about our channel, The Sports Join, which we
Expanding
cover
our
not
horizons.
expanding our horizons. We have partnered together as Sound of Manchester and the Sports Joy. It's the same. It's basically the same people. It's just two different brands that we have out there for our YouTube customers. And
So we can't be
obviously,
Partnership
this
में एक भाई
biased,
लोग
right?
हैं.
We can't be this biased on
Yeah,
that channel, man. Come on, Pratmesh.
yeah, exactly.
This is
yeah,
United, buddy. This is Manchester United. Just to repeat your point, top of the table, buddy. Top of the league.
yes.
Top of the
So
table first.
so 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 as we sign off being top of the table, we look forward to even more wonderful reactions from you guys when you watch the video later. Thank you for joining Sound of Manchester for very first watch along, which I felt went pretty well and pretty smoothly in itself. I genuinely hope that next time instead of four, we can also get in six and maybe 10 going ahead. Because that would be an absolute watch along party if we if we are winning the league. I'm definitely sure Anurag we're filling
Oh,
in all
come on.
if we are filling in all the 10 slots that are possible here. So, so thank
Yeah.
you to all of you guys for tuning into Sound of Manchester. It's been 4:07 a.m. as we sign off here in India. We started at 1:30 and it's been incredible that the 2.5 hours have just gone by and I didn't even realize it. So thank you for all you guys and stay tuned to Sound of Manchester, top of the league.